What a podcast it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Mr NSFW, back with you again for another Muta Scale Radio. I hope you're all doing well on this fine evening, and I have a surprise. It was a surprise to me, and it's definitely going to be a surprise to you, because my buddy Tim, aka Bacon, is here. He's sitting in a chair across from me, and he's here to talk all kinds of shit about the business, just like I do. Say hello to the folks, Tim.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just a jobber, to be honest with you. But as it goes, I am very proud and very grateful for this opportunity to be able to expound upon something that I would call a steel chair upbringing. Is basically I've watched wrestling since I was born.
Steel chair upbringing, not that Japanese table, none of those plastic chairs?
No Japanese tables.
Okay, good.
My dad was not a big fan of the Japanese arts.
That is anybody. Is anybody, really?
Honestly, I'm sorry.
Hit the table, that's it. Hit the bricks, kid.
Talking about the table. No, I don't sell. I'm a no seller. And that's more or less it. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for this and super psyched again. And it was very random. I think last night we came up with this idea.
Yeah.
So
it was very surprising to be like, why wasn't I invited? Well, you see, because I usually do these solo, and no, seriously, why wasn't I invited? All right, well, get over here. We'll do it.
Yep. And I gave you the Benoit treatment.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, pretty much.
I put a Benoit on you.
So wait, does that mean that I gotta die and then you gotta kill yourself? Is that what it is?
You know, Dad of the Year, they say.
Yeah.
Father of the Year.
That is true. Well, we always say on the show, you don't get a gig because we cut deep. Well,
you gotta bleep Benoit.
Nah, not on this network.
Okay.
Right, well, I'm here to break down this week's WWE. I always want to say television, but is it really television? Well, some of it is because they do play it on network. But NXT, which I'm starting with because I watched it first, because as I always say, it's the better show. Yes. I watched that first, so I'm going to break that down first. So, open it up with Ember Moon just coming back from shoulder surgery, although it wasn't really surgery. She wasn't cleared to wrestle. Now she is, and she took on Peyton Royce, one of the resident mean bitches, so that she could prove that she's ready to get back in there and show the world that she's going to beat Asuka for the title, which I'm really hoping is not the case. Not because I don't like Ember Moon, but just because Asuka is a dynamo and needs to stay on the top.
No, I completely agree. Not to cut you off, I completely agree with that. And I think the two signings from Shining, that the Japanese ladies that they the Joshis that they think that's gonna kind of come in play here. So I don't think, as much as they are kind of pushing that Ember Moon angle, I just don't think she's doing really anything.
I'll be interested to see how many members of the regular roster they put into this Mae Young Classic, because I would think they'd want to pad the roster a little bit with their own, and then obviously just like with the Cruiserweight Classic, they're going to keep some, and with the European one, they're going to keep some. So I'll be interested to see.
Well, I like Kimberly.
Yeah,
obviously. I mean, she's probably one of the better ladies wrestlers right now in this day and age. They also get that the other one who's a brute. I forget her name, but I saw some picture the other day.
Is it the German one?
I think so.
The one that's
she looked very German.
Yeah, the brutish Berliner or Berliner or whatever she is. Interesting fact, Berliner is actually a donut, not the name of somebody who lives in Berlin. Thank you. Shout out to Eddie Izzard. So she's apparently the Brawlin' Donut. I mean, she's a fucking donut.
She's got a hole.
Yeah. Well, that's disputable. I haven't seen her, so I can't say that, and that's not that there's anything wrong with a woman who doesn't have a...
Exactly.
Don't.
Yeah. We don't need negative press with this radio.
Triggered! Great, I'm off the air after 4 goddamn episodes. I have one guy in, and all of a sudden it's like, that's it.
Get Bacon on the phone.
You made an age joke with Dusty Rhodes 2 weeks ago, and that was fine, but now you're talking about transgenders, and that's it.
Yeah, you can't
Hammer.
have that. Hammer's down.
Anyways, so... they had a lot of really good chain wrestling spots between the two of them. I'm glad to see that Peyton Royce as an Aussie, is getting a little bit more over, and she's more than just like the you, me, you, me, you. Her and her, I forget.
You said she's Australian?
Yes, she's Australian.
So they didn't give her the Outback Jack gimmick?
No.
Oh, wow.
Nope, they
she
just
doesn't
gave
come
her
down and say crikey?
No,
Wow.
she doesn't. She does say mate from time to time, but that's kind of to be expected. Yeah. I think that's second nature to them, like saying cunt. It just kind of happens.
Much, yeah.
It just has to be there.
Cheeky cunt.
Yeah, exactly. Big fans of that and the whole dingo ate my baby thing like that.
Well, shrimp on the Barbies.
Christ.
What have we done?
I was going to say transsexuals, and now we're talking fucking what is that racist?
We're burying Australians.
Yeah, I know. It's going full Cena treatment. Like, you came at us good, and everybody's like, look, they're celebrating them. It's great. And then we just went, bah!
Well, you know what? As it is, Peas. As long as she doesn't come out with a stingray, then she should be fine. I'm sure she's over as it is.
She actually is. Yeah, she's doing pretty well. Her and her... Billie Kay, I think her name is the one that wrestles with her, which the only thing that I can really say about Billie Kay is she needs to stop wearing a crush velour onesie. It doesn't... Yeah. It just looks weird. She got a nasty fucking big boot, though. Like, her Yakuza kick is...
Stiff with it?
Yeah. Very good. I mean, you know she hits the collarbone area, but even so, it's one of those... Force. It's the follow-through and everything, instead of, like, some of these people that just do the thing where it's like they put the boot up, you get hit by it, you fall, and then they just... That's it. No good.
No, you're right.
The only problem is, like, while they were chain wrestling, there were spots where you could almost see them counting in their head. You know, turn, kick, turn, step, turn, kick, turn. Like, it was a little too dancey for my taste.
Almost predict the move that was coming, right?
Exactly. I mean, it was clean. It was very fluid, but it didn't have that. It didn't have the oomph you would put into it if you were not doing what you've rehearsed a million times. So something that just comes naturally, and that's fine. I mean, they're both. Well, Ember's not that new, but Peyton Royce is new, and she'll get there.
Now, Ember was TNA, right?
I think she was in TNA. I know in the Indies she was a big deal.
Was she? Yeah.
The only problem is, like, I like the idea of this is the character's name and her gimmick is kind of, it is whatever it is. You know, it's like in the case of the Mean Girls, they're just Mean Girls. It's nothing like that. I like that. I can dig that. I can't really get into the fact that Ember Moon is what.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
That's the question, right? Like, what is... Like, I get the gimmick. Like, it's good to have a little mystery here, but... give her something that she can actually play off and the crowd can actually, like, kind of attach to. Because right now she's kind of middling, as it is.
Yeah, I don't understand what it is.
Doesn't really mean much.
I was also pretty amazed that Royce actually managed to bust out the Widow's Peak, the old Victoria finisher, which I always said, I'm like, woman or not, that's one of my favorite finishers ever. Like, that thing it's good, it's gold. And I love the fact that not a lot of people did it, but then she did it. The problem is, she did it for a false finish. You know, it was a high spot, which... I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't actually know what Royce does for a finisher. I don't think I've ever seen her.
She hasn't won a match.
I think she's won matches, but she won one with, I want to say it was either a knee strike or an elbow or something. They're
well, that's what it is.
They're hamming it up with the strikes now.
The
Everybody's got to have
is now the
yeah, exactly. And but Ember Moon beats her with the Eclipse, which I'm sorry, I get that it's supposed to be great. She does like a cartwheel flip over stunner thing, but I'm like. The person has to stand there for way too long. Yes. They just have to stand there like it's like I'm trying to think about it in like Mortal Kombat when you got a guy ready to hit the fatality and they're just standing there for 30 seconds
waiting for you to get your combo.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Just standing there so you can hit the buttons and the ding. Yeah, that's basically what it is, and it's like That plus, I don't really like it all that much because I guess I see where the impact comes from with the falling, but I'm a fan of the standard cutter more so than the stunner anyways, and I like the idea of just a standard, just give me a standard Ace Crusher.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the Ace Crusher definitely was, one of the better finishers. Unfortunately, Johnny Ace was using it, but DDP, obviously took it to a whole new level.
The Diamond Cutter,
and that was like the beginning of the out of nowhere kind of thing, because again, it could come from out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he found ways to be like, oh look, I'm setting him up for this, and then, oh, just kidding, I'm hitting him with the Diamond Cutter.
Exactly.
Hook him up for a power bomb, and you're like, okay, he's gonna do a power. It did. Wow.
But let me expand on that. The idea of the flipping and all this, like the cartwheel move has been used in ladies wrestling for so long.
That is true.
I mean, and they have to come up with, like, you got to be better ways to introduce these moves than just doing that standard. I mean, China, for Christ. I mean, going, put her in the corner, do the fucking cartwheel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Ember Moon does that too.
Exactly.
But she doesn't do the cartwheel backflip thing. She does like a cartwheel forward flip,
see?
and then she just tumbles into them with the forearm spot. And I'm like, you look like you lose your balance every time.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the shtick, but
it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I'm like, I will take the freaking I'll take a running drop kick. I'll take just a regular running forearm.
Or just a good solid drop kick.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one doing that nowadays is Okada. Not to get off into another tangent.
Oh man.
Jesus. As it is.
That's the drop kick. Like, that's the pinnacle. Randy Orton does have a close second when he's actually on, but
but no,
he's not on very often. So Ember Moon picks up the win with the Eclipse, and everybody kind of saw this coming. Let's face it. I mean, she's being booked to be the one to dethrone the Empress of Tomorrow. So why is she going to lose? So who knows where that's going to go?
Make her look strong.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do it. I don't make anybody look strong.
No selling.
Ask the people that wrestled with me. I mean, I retired champion, undefeated. It was my federation. And
no sold.
there was absolutely no way that this is a conflict of interest in the slightest.
Of course not.
I own a baseball team, and I'll bet against them. I own a cigarette company, and I own the place that makes nicotine patches.
And I created cancer.
We have a segment with... Oh my god, I did it again. Every time I think Ono, I'm like, with Sonny Ono. They dug him up to bring him to NXT just to talk with Hideo Itami.
Yeah. And also sue them.
Yeah, exactly. Just because he can. Why did you dig me up? I was happier in the ground.
Actually, to kind of go off of Sonny Ono, have you ever read about Hard Body Harrison?
No.
Okay. Because he was a jobber that was part of that lawsuit that they expunged upon WCW. He was actually a human trafficker.
Really?
Yeah, and we don't have to get into it now. That's a whole other podcast. But for all of you out there in Muta Scale land, definitely Google Hard Body Harrison.
Make sure you include the Harrison, because if you go hard body on Google, you're not going to like what you come up with. Or maybe you will. I don't judge.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, you might be gay. Who cares?
Exactly. Who gives... I'm probably at least 30% maybe, 40, 50 if I've had enough drinks,
Well, I mean, again, we're talking about men touching each other.
This is true. Scantily clad men. I can't imagine why I'm such a fan. So, not Sonny, but Cassius Ono, in a backstage segment with Hideo Itami. As we know, they've been bumping heads a little bit. Itami gets upset because he lost to Rude, so Ono tries to set him straight. He starts pushing Ono around and everything. Then he finds him backstage at one point and apologizes to him. Well, this is the same old. They attacked each other last week. This week he's there to apologize to him, and it's starting to look a bit like the relationship with the abusive partner. It's I slap the shit out of you when I say, I'm sorry, baby, this time it'll be different. Or next time it'll be different. This time it's and everything. And I mean, it's going to come to a head. And I'm interested in it. I just wish it was Itami versus somebody more on Itami's level and less Cassius Doughboy Ono. Cassius Dono.
Cassius Donut.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
he's the fucking Berliner.
I completely agree with you on that. I think Ono, the shtick is kind of where it is, right? But as it is, his work rate with Itami is gonna really put that match over.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they have such great chemistry. I just wish they kind of, as you were just saying, like this abusive partner relationship kind of thing, if they did kind of more of a maybe like a Mega Powers end of it. Where you got these two guys that are both indie heroes, teaming up, and the next thing you know, poof, that explodes.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice, but again, with NXT's roster as it is, it's kind of depleted with how many they've taken up, and they haven't really brought much in.
Yeah, they're bit by bit bringing more in, but
fucking
you hit the mute button, the mute turns off. What the fuck? Fucking 2-bit show over in this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. You'd think I'd never cut a podcast before, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think you know what you're doing.
Jesus Christ, where's Scissors? We need help.
Scissors, where are you?
Jesus Christ. What I had said a few seconds ago, what none of you would know, it was gold. I'm sorry you missed it.
It was like Mark Twain shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? Oh,
it's so good.
Like, they're calling me up for the Pulitzer right now just because of the fact that I mumbled a few things into the thing about the thing. You know, that specific.
Oh, it was so good.
Jesus Christ.
Well.
Tag team match with the Ely brothers versus Sanity. It's not the full Sanity because Killian Dane is not around because he was in singles match last week, and that was a good match. I like Killian Dane. I like how they're selling him as, you know, a brute. They're selling him as a monster. Yeah. The problem is he looks like a monster, like Bigfoot. He needs a fucking shave because he's not only hairy in the face, he's hairy in the everything. I have a friend or two that's hairy in the everything, and
well, also, wouldn't you kind of almost call it gimmick infringement on Warbeard Hansen at this point?
Yeah, it could be.
Jeez, with
there's a little bit of George Deanum and Steel in it too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
it's like they couldn't sign Warbeard, so they're like, well, you're the next best thing.
Yeah, Killian Dane's pretty over though. It was funny because when he came out last week, people were flipping their fucking shit because it was Sanity's intro, which I like, with bagpipes in it, and people are like, they changed Sanity's theme. Why would they do? He's from Ireland.
Yeah. I mean,
is that really that weird?
Well, anytime you hear bagpipes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's instant over if you ask me.
I was going to say, I feel like a bottle of scotch at that point as soon as I hear it.
I'm about ready to get into the Piper's Pit.
Here we go. And Nikki Cross wasn't there either because she's off in wherever with whatever. Yeah, she's actually getting ready for next week, but we'll get on that in a second here. So it's Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. Wolf is the weak link in this team because like he looks weird. He does that pit ninja fighting stuff when he gets in, and he doesn't really say much. He smiles a lot, and he cackles a little bit like Jim Neidhart, but not in a good way.
No.
Not to mention that hairdo is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, get rid of the hair.
Yeah, just cut it all off. I don't give a damn.
And again, don't, if you're gonna cackle, at least try to be really like Jim Neidhart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can't half-ass Neidhart.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because Natalia's been doing that for the past 2 years or so. Hey!
Still not over.
Yeah, not over in the slightest. I feel bad for that poor woman. The worst part is now and I went off on this a while ago. Yeah. They're still being like, you know, you're just milking your uncle and how the fact that Uncle Brett is, and I'm like, her father is Jim Neidhart. Yeah. Not that he's as big as Brett.
No.
I mean, he's not even half as big as the British Bulldog or Owen, but for Christ's sakes, he's there. No. You should at least include him in the statement.
You know what she should do? She should almost
retire.
And that, and she should go like high energy and get those to get the suspenders with the pastel pants, come out like that.
See her start doing the shoulder check, and she's got to do the what is it?
Maybe grow a goatee.
Yeah, that's. She originally had the smile, and she would kind of go ha ha ha. Yeah, sometimes when she first came out, and I'm like, gimmick infringement.
Exactly.
I don't care that it's in your blood; it's still infringement.
Still infringement.
I also have a caveat to this in that there's a lot of talk about how good the Velveteen Dream, how great his elbow drops are. Last week I went off on a tirade about the fact that they're garbage. Eric Young's elbow drops are not garbage. No. You want to know how to do one, that's how you fucking do one.
No, Eli's solid. I mean, he's just a solid mechanic.
Yeah, he's like, great.
That's why he's, like, honestly, that's why, it's Eric Young. Everybody knows TNA. I don't think he's going to get a cut in the big show, though.
Probably not, but he's good enough. Like, he's a good enough worker that keeping him on NXT is not a bad thing.
Exactly, and I think he's also like teaching a lot of these guys too. Like, just like kind of like bringing, they're putting him with guys. I don't know. Well, Roddy and him had a good little angle there, but
they did that with the Perfect 10 as well with Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, and usually the guys that are beating Eric Young are to the next step. Yep. He's kind of the gatekeeper of that at this point.
And they need that great. Since who was going to be it was Joe, and they called him up. Yeah. So.
Which, again, I won't get into it now, but.
He's doing big things right now, though, so it's okay, and it's about goddamn time.
I know, but, I won't get into it now.
Sanity goes over with a neck breaker, back body drop backdrop suplex combo. Okay. Not bad. I mean, it's Eric Young jumps off the second rope, hits him with it. It's good. Yeah. But it was, I don't know, it wasn't a lackluster match. It was pretty good.
Back body suplex, like, side angle, and he comes off the top?
Yeah, second. He comes off the middle rope. Like, he doesn't really sit in the corner. He kind of goes out on
demolition style? Like, the...
Pretty close,
like, no, instead of like a backbreaker,
Yeah, but instead of a hook like that, he's up on the.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Sort of like what you would do with like the inverted atomic drop kind of thing, or not the inverted, but the regular atomic drop. It's that kind of setup. And pick him up like that, drop him back. He hits him with the cutter, and that's good. I was going to mute that, but then I realized I muted a third of the conversation at one point, so fuck it, you get the whole thing.
No mutes.
Do it live!
We're doing it live.
We have a reintroduction of a woman named Sonya Deville, who, I don't remember what her name was originally, but she was the one who came out with the gladiator outfit and the MMA kind of like the MMA skirt shorts and the MMA gloves and stuff like that. She got the cornrows and everything, which,
no idea.
Sorry, white chick with cornrows, not a fan, even though I get it. It's MMA, because we want to incorporate that MMA legitimate.
It sounds like they're trying to get a cyborg going here.
Yeah, which they're not going to.
No.
I mean, if they find a woman who is 6 feet tall and they juice her to the tits for a third of her career, then absolutely.
How about you try to sign Cyborg?
Yeah, that would be great. But Cyborg's too legit. She would murder women. She murders women. The only one who does worse than her is Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And
oh, that's the. I think I saw that UFC. She's brutal.
She's a fucking animal.
Yep. She's fucking.
I love everything about that woman.
Oh yeah. Well, she's got
completely
nice
off
cheeks.
topic.
She's got a nice cheek line.
Yeah.
And jaws. She's got good jaw.
Oh, fantastic jaw structure. And that jab, let me tell you.
Oh, great jab, too.
I'm not exactly a submissive, but she could jab me if she wanted to.
It might even reset.
I don't think she'd have a choice. Oh, yeah, probably. I'm going to punch you on the left so that it breaks and then hit you on the right to put it back into place. Amazing. Jesus, when did this become a UFC podcast?
Well, this is going to happen,
Yeah,
Josh.
that's true.
I mean, this is what happens.
You can't compare one without really bringing in the other, especially.
I mean, we do this on regular basis anyway. Now we just have a mic in front
it's complete tangent.
So it's going to be a tangent.
And it might be the worst idea ever, but
I don't know. I think the people that are going to listen to it are going to say, holy shit, this is actually pretty good. And if not, fuck them. I don't care. Because they're not making me look strong, and I'm not making them look strong.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm no
I'll fucking bury them like I buried everybody else. I'm going full Super Scene on this bitch.
Yep.
You can whoop my ass from fucking corner to corner, but I'm going to come out on top with that 5 moves of doom.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. Sonya Deville comes out against Rachel Evers. Evers is apparently Paul Ellerling's daughter and everything, so she's a little over. She comes out and the crowd's actually reacting to her, and I'm glad, but I have no idea.
Why?
I don't understand why the daughter of a manager, everybody's like, obviously she's got to be great at this thing. She's actually not bad, but...
But let me ask you, Pease, is Paul Ellering even that good of a manager?
He manages fantastic teams, but that's the team. That's not the manager.
I don't think... Like, when he came back, 92 SummerSlam, right?
I think...
Or it was right before 92 SummerSlam. I think it was 92... What's the pay-per-view before SummerSlam? WrestleMania, right?
That's the big one
in the
90s,
though.
Yeah.
Oh, he came out in King of the Ring, I want to say. I mean,
I think King of the Ring was the... Yeah.
You could fact-check me on it, but as it is, when he came back, there was nothing. Like, no response whatsoever. And I just don't... I mean, he was great in NWA, like, when AWA, when he was coming in. But again, it was really about the road.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
about
basically
Paul
what it is.
Ellering, you know?
I mean, mind you, you kind of need that sadist that can talk well when you have a guy who goes, well... Every time he starts a promo, you know, it's...
What a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We dug him up just to have him do our intro for us. I mean, geez, we're digging people up left and right over here. It's amazing. And the best part is we dig up the dead ones, folks, because we don't have to pay fucking royalties. Because when we're done with them, we can just...
Yep. Back to the grave.
Yo, go lay down.
Go to that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
So Paul Ellering's daughter.
Yes. Takes on Sonya Deville, and you know they're building Sonya. Yeah, Sonya. I once called her Sony. Sonya Deville as you know she's stiff. She's got great strikes, and I'm like, the problem is I'm gonna doodle here for a minute. Back when I was backyard wrestling, those were the days. I prided myself on being a halfway decent striker because striking was kind of a lost art form. The problem with this uprising of strong style is now everybody does it, and it kind of cheapens it because now it's like, oh, he's a great striker. Is he the only one? Because every fucking Tom, Dick, and asshole does it.
Well, I think I kind of agree with you on that one, but I think as we go on with this podcast, we'll start to dissect what real strong style is.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and speaking of, like, not real strong style, at some point, Sonya does a Superman clothesline. So she does the kick up and the thing, and she throws the clothesline, and I'm like, did that really make it that much more impactful? Was that necessary? Can we stop with the fucking Superman things already? It's not even that effective a fucking punch in the MMA world. It's just not.
I think there's been like 3 knockouts with it.
Yeah. And I blame George St. Pierre. Everybody's like, well, look at that. It looks cool. Yes, it looks cool, but does it work that well? It worked great for him because he's George fucking St. Pierre.
Understandable.
DeVille does actually have some stiff kicks, but when you wear kick pads, you should probably kick kind of hard. If you don't, you wasted money.
I think you
at that point. I mean, you kind of need to. But she's lacking everywhere else. She doesn't really have in-ring charisma. She doesn't sell her moves.
No mad acumen.
And she doesn't. No, not really. No, it's just
So are they just trying to this is like her third match, second match?
She's had 4 or 5, and she was in an old school and all women's battle royal to determine who was going to take on Asuka for the belt, and she was she did all right, but it came down to, it was only going to be the one winner, but when it came down to the final 3, which were Ember Moon and Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross, Asuka came out and fucked their shit up right.
Yep.
Fucking darted Ember Moon out of the ring, and she landed all sorts of awkwardly and dislocated her shoulder. She beat the piss out of Ruby Riott.
And missed that match.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why she missed it. So what was going to be the fatal 4-way turned into the fatal 3-way, which Asuka basically steamrolled them anyways. I mean, and that's fine. I like the other women. I like that there are people that can give Asuka a bit of the run for their money, but I'm sorry, Empress of Tomorrow is that's it. That's the fucking gospel right there.
But again, in this thing, have we not learned these lessons of Goldberg booking? You can't book her this strong, and then when she loses, what do you do?
Yeah.
Really, what do you do?
And they have to keep her. They either need to keep her really, really, really strong, so that the one that beats her is something so monumental that it skyrockets this woman to be like Muta, Mae Young, China, Lita.
Right. Well,
Stratus levels of.
And at this point, Asuka is very much like the bar of women's wrestling.
Sometimes she's the bar for the men's wrestling. She's better than half of them are.
She's had better. I mean, I think I watched an NXT not too long ago where she was like the second match in, and I think it was Oni Larkin was the last match.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then nothing wrong with Busick, but geez, I mean, you can't go after Asuka having a match like that.
Not to mention Asuka. I was gonna say, did Asuka have the belt? Because there's the fucking rub. I'm sick and tired of WWE's penchant for being like, oh, you have a belt? We don't give a shit.
No.
The only person who's got a belt that we give a shit about is Brock.
Well, they don't. I mean, they've been doing that for a long time.
I know. And I've hated it for a long time.
And me as well. Like, I think, obviously, New Japan keeps their tradition and keeps that wrestling tradition of the champion comes out after, regardless of how over he is.
Yeah.
The challenger might be way over. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care how big and fancy your fucking entrance is.
Exactly.
You have no reason to come out after.
No, there's absolutely no reason.
Fucking fury. So Sonya Deville beats her after a few minutes with a key lock. And why is it that if a wrestler has MMA background, that's their go-to finisher is the fucking key lock or the double wrist lock, as there's always the argument.
It looks great.
Yeah, I mean,
on a wrestling scale, that looks legit. But that's why.
But I don't know. See, to me, it's a glorified fucking hammerlock.
I think a guillotine. It's probably.
But even that's kind of a cop-out because people use that just because they can. It's just
it's better than an ankle lock.
No, true. Yeah, but an ankle lock hurts like fuck if somebody actually cranks that bitch. But
yeah,
I still don't know why somebody hasn't. Well, I guess it's probably because it'd be too hard. I was gonna say why somebody hasn't busted out like a heel hook as their finisher, but that's a hard one to hook.
You also have to be able to move with the other guy.
Yeah, exactly. And a heel hook is a little too dangerous in that department. Of course, I would almost rather that an MMA person I would rather an MMA person conform to wrestling standards and come up with something that makes them a WWE product, or in this case, an NXT product. Not, I used to know how to fight, so I'm going to hook you in a Kimura. I don't know. Stop it.
Yeah. The last one that really did that well was Shamrock, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Severn couldn't do it.
No.
I mean, Severn did on the indie. I mean, he was NWA champion.
That's true.
In the 90s era, and then right after that. But again, no charisma. Just nothing going for you. But again, I think Shamrock is probably the best one to come out of that line of where. Well, I mean, Lesnar went into it, but Shamrock coming out of it, going into wrestling, it proved to a lot of these guys they could probably do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Severn's only marketability was, hey, he kind of looks like Tom Selleck.
What a mustache on him.
He got a big ass mustache. He's obviously able to beat your ass. Yeah. He ripped my father's mustache off. Just stuck it on top of the one he already had.
Well, I never understood why they never did a Severn Blackman tag team.
Yeah.
Because they looked exactly like, just Blackman had the beard.
Yeah.
Severn had and they were both badasses. Backstage, you hear the stories. Vader, Blackman wanted to beat the hell out of Vader.
I think Vader could have taken him.
And Vader got beat up by Orndorff in a fucking shower.
What's a shower? I mean, you're vulnerable in a shower.
But Orndorff was wearing sandals and beat him up. Blackman's got those glow sticks.
Yeah, that's true. I'd say that was probably pre-paralysis Orndorff, though, because Mr. Wonderful was not so wonderful in the other side.
One arm is not wonderful anymore.
Yeah, it was really bad watching him get into the ring and being like, what is that thing?
Can't move.
He's got a Q-tip with a glove attached to it.
He reminds me, remember Brennan's ice cream and the street?
Yes. Speaking of wonderful, and not deflated and atrophied because of paralysis that happened due to a botched pile driver, which is unfortunate, which is a really bad. For the love of God, don't sue us. We're not defaming anybody. Bobby Roode and Roddy Strong had a backstage segment where they were, they come into contact. Roode's getting his picture taken, and the director's like, "Oh, Mr. Roode, could I get you to?" He's like, "Oh, I've done photo shoots before. I know where to go. Got to get right here. Got to do this. Got to do." Oh, Roddy, hey. He's celebrating the fact that Roddy has a beautiful family and a wonderful baby boy, even though you can't actually see the baby boy, but he's saying he's got a wonderful baby and he's all happy for him. And then he looks at him and he's like, "Congratulations on having a wonderful family and everything." And then he says, "Mrs. Strong, if you ever want to get with a real man, give me a call." And that's it. That puts him over. Then it's backstage brawl. And I mean, it wasn't a Brock and Joe throwdown, but it was still a pretty good throwdown, especially considering it led to a couple of weird guys coming out of the backstage area and just kind of casually holding on to him, like, no, you don't want to. While Rude's like, "You want a shot at the belt? You want a shot at me? You want me? You got it. And I'm like, good.
So you must see a contract signing coming up here soon then, huh? Future booking, they're gonna do a contract signing in the ring.
Oh, what the hell is that?
For the title.
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Oh, most likely.
You're going to do
They'll
that.
probably do
Which
something
I always
like
love those. Those are always the best. That table's going out.
Yeah. Well, I think that's only the reason why I don't like them is because it makes the table spot too predictable at this point. I like a random table spot, not, there's a table in the middle of the ring. Obviously, somebody's going through it. If somebody doesn't go through it, I didn't get my money's worth. Give me back my $9.99.
I like Rude and Strong. In general, I think they're going to put on a fantastic match. I like the idea of him bringing the family into it. Because I follow Roddy on Instagram, and it's a lot of his kid, his wife, who I think is an MMA fighter.
Yep.
Not to get back on that tangent.
She's part of Ronda Rousey's 4 Horsewomen, who, I'm sorry, break off for a second. No. How fucking dare you?
Oh, stop it.
How dare you?
Enough with that shit. First of all, Ronda Rousey, what has she done since?
Not a fucking thing.
Not shit.
Gotten her face kicked in and punched in and cried about it.
Didn't look good.
And then turned around and been like, "I'm gonna go back to the movies." What do you mean you don't want me to do it?
I guarantee she'll be at WrestleMania this year.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee it. But as it is, just moving on to that Rude Strong idea it is. I like Rude's character, for Christ's sakes. I think everybody likes Rude's character. I'm not saying anything new. The new age, $1 Million Man style, very much just swarmy as all hell. Cocky.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, Rude and Strong are just gonna have a great match in general, because I think they're both great workers.
There's no way I can't say there's no way they can't. They can.
I mean, they can, but
call them both up to the main roster right now, and they'll.
Well, not to get off on anything, but Rude's debut needs to be at WrestleMania. I mean, not WrestleMania. I'm sorry, Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And it needs to be the #1 entrant, so he can get that. I mean, that entrance alone is over. I've never seen an entrance over like that. Undertaker is about as close as it gets.
Yeah. Or Knox.
Or Knox.
Yeah.
Mike Knox
is there. Yeah. Mike Knox. He was over, man.
He had a great entrance. No, Bobby Roode's entrance though really makes his character.
Yep.
And if they blow it and have him come out on a Raw or a SmackDown, he has to be the #1 entrant in Royal Rumble this year. My prediction. You can put that down on Bacon's predictions.
Yes.
Put on a fucking scorecard and file it under Who Gives a Fuck.
I will in fact do that. Now, with Who Gives a Fuck, is that an H or is that a W?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it'll be the one file I have at this point because I don't really have any others. I give that little of a fuck that I don't have a who gives a fuck vinyl.
I mean, I don't give that much.
We have a commercial for a last woman standing match between Nikki Cross and Asuka that's going to happen next week. That all stems from Nikki Cross cross-bodying Asuka through a bunch of tables and everything. And I'm still flabbergasted with this because you see them land and they roll off of each other and they're checking on Nikki Cross. They're not checking on Asuka. Like, oh, she's a big girl. She can handle herself. She's okay. Asuka's the bitch who went through the table. Why is she the one not getting checked on? They're checking on Nikki. Like, is she okay? She landed on something squishy, folks. She's okay.
Well,
I mean, they're both okay because they did the whole we landed and then the whole you okay? And you can actually see a close up of Asuka nodding her head. She's okay. So
yeah, they're not doing the double X.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Which is fine. I mean, they wouldn't have double X'd it anyways because they already threw the match out.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So at that point, it wouldn't have mattered. So Cassius Ohno gets his first, I can't say first real match because he's had a few with like Sanity and stuff like that, but Aleister Black gets his first real match in that he's not taking on a jobber.
Yeah.
He's actually taking on Cassius Ohno and everything. And I got to tell you, this match was really, really good.
Oh yeah.
And everything. It was. I'm still standing by my. Can somebody get Aleister Black a fucking moveset because he needs some stuff.
Yeah.
More so than hey, look, I can throw kicks and elbows. But
I kind of agree with you.
his in-ring charisma kind of makes up for it. Like the mystique of the character is great. Plus, this is absolutely the worst entrance in NXT versus the best entrance in NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like Bobby Roode's, but Aleister's wins for me.
Really? You go
Yeah.
that route?
Yeah.
Wow.
The smoke, the coming out for like that and everything. Plus, that song got me the second I heard it.
no, I'm with
Glorious
you on
is
that.
campy and that's great, but
Glorious is just a great song.
yeah, exactly.
in
But I'm like, the Aleister Black's
yeah.
is. Oh.
Black's entrance is something else.
Yeah.
I will say that. That is, it's definitely. I mean, and you can tell they're starting to work more on that end to get these guys over. Is those entrances.
A lot of really good spots, mostly strike based and everything. There's a lot of thigh slapping going on in this match, let me tell you. But it was good to see them actually get into like a legit match. What was weird was there were spots where Ono was actually taunting Black, like he was actually doing some of Black's shtick. Like he'd elbow him to put him down, and then he'd sit down and cross his legs and then just kind of sit there and look at him. And then there were points where he was quoting his song to him. He was like, "No man's ever really good." He'd boot him in the head. "No man's ever truly evil." Boot him in the head. He's like, "What are you? Are you good or are you bad? What are you?"
That seems very
And I'm like,
heelish.
yeah. But then again, Cassius Ohno's also the guy who beat the Drifter and smashed his guitar.
Yeah,
I'm like, Cassius Ohno's a face. He's a good guy, but
He just took food off his table right
plus that
there.
guitar has $1 bill or $5 or $6
know.
bills wrapped on it. And he smashed it.
What are you doing?
I'm like, what is with the heel or the baby faces doing the heel shit?
don't know.
Orton burned down friggin' what's his name? Wyatt's home. Yeah.
And everybody should be cheering Orton. This
Yeah.
guy just burned down the home. Come on, Hogan was the same way. Booked like a heel. Back rakes, eye rakes.
Yeah, that's true.
Just bad.
I don't understand the back rake thing. I just don't.
It's one of the greatest moves in the
Yeah.
business, though.
I mean, if you're gonna do
Boss
it, you
Man
should.
used to use it.
Yeah,
Boss Man.
yeah. Shout out to Boss Man.
Ray Trailer.
But they did a good job of building up the fact that the Black Mass spinning heel kick was the gospel. It was the thing that
Okay.
like it will put the seal. Like, it will end this
So
match.
there's no false
and everything.
finish on that.
There were a couple, but none on that.
None
like
on
he
that.
never hit
Okay,
him with
so
that.
that was
He,
the end.
when he finally hit him with that was it.
You know
Show's
it's
over.
over, yeah.
Which also kind of sucks for Ono because Ono hit the roaring elbow thing and didn't pin him. I think it's because he actually landed and rolled out of the ring. But even
to
so,
me, it does the way you've been. And again, as a disclaimer to most of these people, I haven't watched NXT yet. I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't watched this episode. But the way you've been kind of describing and the tone of Ono at this point does seem like they are kind of building to a heel turn.
they could be, but with the way Itami's been going, I think Itami's going the heel turn first.
Well, that's interesting.
But they could also find a way to.
Has he ever been a heel?
Itami? Not in NXT, but when he was
wasn't-
Kenta, he was always a heel. Kenta was Kenta.
You're right.
He
Yeah,
always just
I
kind
mean,
of.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was over in my book. And
Yeah.
I always looked at him. I mean, you got to pop every
Yeah.
time, but-
Depends on who you put him in the ring against, I
Yeah.
guess. Because you put him in there with Loki, he's a heel. But then you put him in there against Marufuji, he's a heel. I guess I just fucking shit all over my own argument there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one way or another, he was a heel. I mean, it's.
And again, the
Yeah.
Kenta Marufuji matches, if you haven't watched them,
Get out of my show.
I mean, you shouldn't be listening to the show if
I know.
you haven't watched that trilogy. of
Although,
matches.
actually, because I talk about mostly WWE and NXT, so in which case, I can guess you probably haven't seen any of the Kenta Fuji matches.
But if you're listening to this show, you probably know something about Japanese wrestling.
I hope.
I hope too.
If not, you're dead to me.
Yeah. Not to shit on the people listening to
I know.
this podcast.
Well, I mean, we've been shitting all over everything else. I mean, may as well just
shit all over
you.
it,
You remember last week when I was telling you all about how much I loved you? Because, baby, I love you. I'm just kidding. You can go fuck yourself. All of you. Don't go away. I need listens, please. I need the ratings. I need to get out of this attic. I don't want to, but I got to talk about Raw.
Can I take a piss?
That's basically what Raw is a 3-hour-long piss break. Although I told the folks that I actually listened to, I watched the Hulu version, which I only get an hour and a half.
Yeah?
It cuts out garbage, and I'm like,
totally
thank you.
with you on
The problem
that.
is they still keep some of the garbage that I wish they got out.
Yep.
But then they cut out other things, and I'm waiting for that day when somebody's like, you missed the part where we were talking about this, or where this happened. You missed the Titus O'Neil segment, because it's a big deal. Well, only because he's dealing with Akira Tozawa, not Takira Ozawa.
I do like that, though.
Yeah.
It's Tozawa O'Neil.
It's cool that they're going to give him something, some little bit of play. Although,
actually pretty decent.
oh, he's fantastic. That fucking deadlift German with the bridge, you can't beat it.
No, I mean, and that is, again, harkens back to Japanese style. I mean, that's just how they do it over there. So.
Every time he does it, I turn around and look at the invisible camera next to me, and I go, fucking Brock, take a fucking note.
Yeah.
Suplex City that my ass.
Yeah, right.
Let the poor man go to the bathroom, Joshua.
No, you're fine.
Rude. No, I can break this down if you want to take a piss. Go ahead. It's literally one door over.
Yeah, you can cut this
You'll be good.
out, right, too.
Oh, yeah. I won't, but I can.
Oh, we can
That's absolutely. It's going to be great. We can hear him in the background. Oh, God, you're going to let the beast in the room. No!
You may want to cut that one out.
No, it's fine. So, good buddy Roman Reigns comes out first, and they talk about, and Cole mentions how he comes out to a thunderous reaction. Don't make me fucking laugh. That they have to call it a thunderous reaction because, let's face it, he's not getting straight cheered. He's getting cheered by the women and the kids, and he's getting booed by anybody that gives a shit. That's not fair. That's really not fair. I'll be completely honest. It's not fair. But I'm saying it because the way I feel is that way. So deal with it. But seriously, I mean, it's just, and he comes out with a shirt that is a shot of him flying to do the Superman punch. 4 of them, each one a little more shadier than the last, and it's just his outline. Is that marketable? Is that really? That's on par with No Good Dean Goes Unhinged. That is garbage. Seriously, whoever the fuck is coming up with these shirt ideas needs to be drug out in the street and shot. But I mean, I guess it's okay because they're coming up with shitty shirt ideas for shitty gimmicks on shitty programs. He mentions the fact that he beat The Undertaker, and he starts getting all pouty-faced, and he shows remorse for it because he, quote-unquote, respects the man, and the fact that the man, quote-unquote, respects him. What's funny is, folks, you don't see that I'm making the quotation fingers, and I actually hold them closer to the microphone, like you can hear my fingers doing the quotation finger thing. And I'm not quite sure why that is, but I just keep frickin' doing it. And I mean, it's okay, you can let the monster in. It's alright. Yeah, it can't be helped. Exactly, it is his yard. Roman Reigns got nothing. It's Atlas's yard. You hear that jingle jangle and all that, like, all those noises? Oh my God, you're gonna ruin everything. Oh my God, you're gonna ruin everything. Oh my God. Ah! Before I was so rudely interrupted and borderline face raped by my dog, I don't understand why he respects me. Does he respect you? Does he really? Or does he, quote unquote, respect you because Vince McMahon is signing the fucking paycheck saying, you gotta get him over? Well, The Rock couldn't get him over. Cena can't get him over. Nobody can get him over. And everybody loves him. I know they love him. God damn it, I know that everybody loves him. I'm actually pretty sure my Vince McMahon might be my worst impression. I think Vince McMahon sounds a little bit too much like Richard Nixon. It's very tough to try to confuse the two. It's actually not hard to confuse. So Joe comes out because he's basically called out. Reigns talks about how he's beat this guy, and he's beat that guy, and this guy, and this guy, and that guy, and then he calls him that guy named Joe. And Joe is pissed off because his name is Samoa Joe, not just Joe. And then, of course, we for some odd reason threw the whole, you're not a real Samoan. You're not fucking Portuguese, man. We threw that out for whatever reason. They talk. They rumble. Roman Reigns gets an arm drags his way out of the coquina clutch. And we, and manages to get I almost call it a face palm. Fuck me. Arm drags him out of the coquina clutch and hits him with a Superman punch. Joe rolls out, looks pissed, backs away, and they play the Ugh. And of course, let's make matters worse after this by adding to it that next, Elias Sampson wants to ask who wants to walk with Elias, and then he has to tune his guitar, which I gotta admit is pretty good heel heat for sitting there in a ring with a guitar, because if you have an acoustic guitar in a public place that nobody asks you to play in, you're just a fucking cunt at that point anyway. So it's okay that, he's doing this in total heel heat. It's great. And I gotta tell you, the other funny part is that he's got the heel heat for it, and that's great. Plus, we have to backtrack a bit. Oh, what's his name? Fuck, what is his name?
What?
That new commentator.
Oh, Mauro Ranallo?
No, not
Percy
Mauro.
Watson?
No, not Percy Watson. God, no, fuck Percy Watson. Oh, yeah, Percy Watson's a fucking dumpster fire. Fuck that.
Worst.
Oh, he's so bad. He was watching an Atami match, and he goes, he got that Kobayashi style. Yeah, you stupid shithead. His name is Kenta Kobayashi. Of course he's got the Kobayashi style. Jesus Christ.
What? He's the worst.
Oh, he is. He's terrible. I mean, it's kind of a tie between him and Byron Saxton, because fucking, ugh.
Oh, Saxton has nothing, too. And we're not racist.
We're really not. It just seems to be a really sad state of affairs that the African-American commentator is garbage.
Booker T?
Yeah.
You couldn't even understand him.
Yeah, I know.
God, this is coming out bad. Getting a lot of heat.
Yeah, I know, right? Wow.
Volcanic heat.
I'm gonna have to name this just don't listen to this podcast.
No, but no, it's true. I mean, but who is the new commentator?
God, I can't remember his goddamn name. Corey Graves. That was him.
Oh,
Corey Graves made a comment about. Oh, he's so good. That's the thing. I'm trying to be like he's the good one. Corey Graves made a comment about the fact that Elias Sampson has the vocal stylings of a pigeon getting stepped on. That's going to my fucking tombstone. Oh, I like my singing voice, but that's brilliant.
No, but that is what you sound
so
like.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it was amazing. And then on Monday Night Raw, he was like, "I actually kind of want to use a power drill as a Q-tip." He's so good.
And he's very healed. Too,
oh yeah,
right? Yeah, okay.
He is, but then he's face when they want him to be.
Well,
it's all wishy-washy. They couldn't keep consistency
face anymore.
Yeah, there's only one thing that's consistent, and that's the fucking program is garbage.
Yep.
It's the only thing. Fucking consistency is you can boo the shit out of Roman Reigns all you want, but you're only booing him because you really like him. Is that really what it is? Is that what it is?
Yeah, once Vinnie Mac goes,
Jesus
we might
Christ.
have a different product.
Yeah, well, that's what I said, but I've seen disagreements because people seem to think Triple H is an idiot. I'm like, Triple H is kind of an idiot, but he was in the fucking business. He did something.
And also, he made NXT what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
And it's the best program they have.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
Can't disagree with that.
He's the reason why the indie darlings are actually getting a fucking platform and making money.
He's putting money in these guys' pocket, putting food on the table for these guys.
So anyways, Samson's out there doing his, I can be here all night. I can sit here all night while he's trying to tune his guitar. And like I said, good heel heat. And then Finn Balor interrupts him. And I have to say, I love Finn Balor, but when you're going to make an interruption, don't do your whole fucking intro. Although he was coming out so that he could have a match immediately afterwards, but they didn't say anything about he's got a match coming up right now. He just comes out and they're like, oh, he's interrupting him. I'm like, so he's interrupting him, so we have to listen to all 5 goddamn minutes of his intro? I get it. I love the fact that the crowd's in on the whole thing. That's cool, but fuck.
Well, I mean, go back if you go back and watch like Attitude Era with Undertaker. Yes, he's had that crazy entrance for years.
I suppose that's true too.
But when he did interruptions, it was just a couple tolls of the bell.
Yeah. At the time, it was bong, lights go out, and there he is.
He didn't do the whole smoke.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
For an interruption.
Yeah, oh my god, I fucking hate that.
That's hilarious.
Especially when something like that happens when, like, in the case of, what was it? He was like, it was them good old boys had fucking Enzo Amore hooked up and ready to give him the match, or the Dream Killer, and as they're ready to hook him for it, all of a sudden, hits, and they stop, and they put him down, and it takes Big Show what feels like an eternity to walk down. Like, my gray hairs quadrupled in the time it took him to get to the ring, and they dropped Enzo and just stared at him. I'm like, fucking drop the motherfucker and run. Hit him with the match killer. You could hit him with 3 more before Big Show's fat ass gets over that top rope. Jesus Christ, it makes no fucking sense.
The booking on
I know
any product that they're doing other than NXT is just, it is head scratching to say the least.
It really is.
Right about there.
Right here, la 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 la. Okay. This is my voice on TV. Shout out to The Simpsons, folks.
I love it. I love it.
So he does his whole goddamn entrance and fucking interrupts it, sends him, packing, and then he takes on Bo Dallas, which I'm actually impressed they dug Bo Dallas up again. It's like, hey, look, here's Bo Dallas. And it's the angry, aggressive Bo Dallas. He's wearing biker gloves, which I don't get. You're not wearing anything leather. You're wearing a regular wrestling singlet, which is good because he had a bit of a gut.
Yeah,
because it's fit. Yeah, you're doughy. You shouldn't be wearing white.
Sitting on his ass.
Yeah.
So
Well, even when he wasn't, when he was fucking doing, you'd think all those victory laps would at least make him lose a little bit of weight, but nope.
At least it's not the one glove like Bad News Brown, though.
Yeah, but he hit people with that one glove, and wasn't that the one that he did either the choke slam or the chokehold or something with? Like,
he had the Ghetto Blaster, which is a great name for.
It is a great name.
One of the best. It just had
although
simple
you think about
scary, but
yeah, that's true. Although you think about it, a Ghetto Blaster is just a fucking big ass fucking.
But again,
tape player.
Racist to the gills.
Oh, of course. No.
Black guy.
Come on.
Well, we'll give him a Ghetto Blaster.
Yeah.
You can tell McMahon. It's like, what do they call it on the street? You're black. What do they call it on the street?
Well, Sheldon, I don't know if you realize this, but you're an African American. Thanks, Vinny. I was not aware of that.
We're gonna call you Bad News Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the guy came in as Bad News Allen. That wasn't good enough.
No, he had to be brown because he was brown. I mean, we have to make sure you are very well aware.
He's brown.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, we're gonna call you fucking, like, I don't even know, fucking Mambutu O'Malley Cotton Pickin' Joe. And you're gonna come out with a noose around your neck and wearing a fucking loincloth, and that's gonna be it. I mean, at that point, you're basically Kamala the Ugandan giant.
What
So.
are you, the lyncher? The most racist gimmick ever.
Did you see that? Did you see that match he had with Grand Wizard? It was a flaming cross on a pole match. It was amazing.
Oh, Pete. I think we're onto something. Yeah. I think racist as wrestling is wrong. Racism and wrestling. Yeah, that's raw.
Well, at this point, it's not even wrestling anymore.
Nah, it's just
racing. And why do I bother?
Oh, that's good.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, you sat through the 3 hours, huh?
No, I watched the Hulu version. Okay. I get an hour and a half of it, and that's about all I can stomach.
That's all you need.
Half the time I pass out in the middle of it, and I fucking just go ahead and write stuff down anyways.
Nah, you just
SmackDown is exactly what I did.
You just fantasy booking?
Can you see? Yeah, pretty much. I made it up as I went along. I don't even know if Bo Dallas is a real person.
It's just saying. Oh, this is great.
I mean, you can see my notes here from SmackDown. There's a reason why that's all scribbled out. That's because I fell asleep writing it. So it's kind of like.
I think that might say Jinder Mahal.
I think it does. Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal snooze.
Taking on Randy Bull.
Randy Bull.
God. As is pretty much obvious with Balor versus Bo Dallas, I think we pretty much know who won. Bo Dallas! No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
no, it was Finn Balor. Yeah, exactly. Super swerve. Bo Dallas is back. They fucking got him out of his trash can and he fucking won the match.
Believe.
Yeah. He even slapped him in the face at one point and was like, "Do you believe?
Wow.
Are you a believer?"
So he's like mad.
Oh yeah. He's pissed off that nobody's using him. Well, of course nobody's using him.
Makes sense.
His brother, who has more vocal talent than him, and probably more, is he's better in general, but he's getting the shit end of the stick. What do you fucking think you're gonna get?
He's been getting the shit end of the stick since day one, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So we have a bit where Kurt Angle's talking to Enzo and Big Cass because they're mad because they keep getting jumped. So they're like, seriously, can we get this sorted out and everything? Like, I think my favorite whole bit is the fact that he comes out and it's Angle is talking to Corey Graves and Enzo walks up and he goes, "Mr. Angle, how you doing?" Corey Graves, "Nobody cares how you doing." I'm like, oh, his overall charisma makes me fucking like love it. I hate when he gets on the mic though, because then he does those stupid like post high school insults that make no fucking sense.
It's very John Cena.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know.
And everybody's like, you remember when he could spit shit on the mic? No. I know he's been spitting shit in the ring for decades.
I think now the Cena now after 10 years is way better. Than Cena pre 2007.
Most likely.
I'm with you.
But yeah, they did that, and they're like, we take this very seriously. You know, we've been getting beat up, and we need to know who it is. And he's like, don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of it. Okay, well, we'll get to the bottom of it, I guess. I said last week I was looking forward to some conclusion, but I wanted to give it some time to build up the intrigue.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Right now, it's only been, I think it's like 3 weeks worth of it, maybe 4 weeks total.
Well, it's definitely leading up to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
August is just around the corner.
Yeah, it should have been leading up to it, but I think they're jumping the gun, and they're going into fucking Bolo en Fuego. We had a bit where Rollins comes out and, you know, thanks everybody. I'm so happy I'm on the cover of the game, which is good for him. I mean fucking,
that is a pretty
that was the one thing where the crowd was saying,
gamer too.
yes,
Right? Him and
apparently.
Styles are like, they're in leagues and stuff.
Yeah.
When I was reading.
So is I never remember his goddamn name. Xavier Woods. He's a big ass gamer too.
That's right. Yeah, because him and Omega had a thing on the gaming championship tournament they were doing, and he came out and Omega was there.
Yeah.
Kind of planted a seed. Like everybody's like, oh my god.
Yeah. Mind you, I don't know why the fuck anybody would want to see that. Like, fucking, I like Xavier Woods charisma-wise.
Give me a list of 50 more wrestlers I'd rather see Omega fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a solid...
he's a solid nothing.
Yeah, he's a solid nickel-plated metal for, you know... He doesn't even take home the bronze at this point. He gets one of those... You were there.
Yeah, great mic skills.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. He's a mouthpiece.
Yeah. And he should be. I mean, he is tough in the ring. I'll give him that. But I just want to know what the fuck is up with the Sheik boots. Like, why is he wearing the Iron Sheik boots? Just to be kitsch? Just because? Yeah, I mean, all right.
Bringing the 80s back.
Yeah.
Well, again, 20 years, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, it'd be 30 years. No, 20, 30. Fuck, I don't
Don't remind me.
Time flies, people.
God. Time ain't on my side. No, it's not. So Rollins starts talking about, you know, this, that, and he basically pointed out, I was an asshole. I was a total asshole, and I got everything I could have ever wanted out of it. And the crowd's like, you deserve it. Really? He deserves getting everything he wants for being a cunt? Is that really how it goes? All right. And they're all like, you know, celebrating. He's like, thank you guys. It means a lot to me. I'm like, of course it does. How could it not? It was just poorly timed scripting in that way and everything. And then he starts talking about, he mentions Bray Wyatt, so Wyatt appears on the big screen and, you know, gives him the same old spiel. Wyatt, now that he has this focus of he is a god, and if you take my name in vain, you will be punished. Now that he's got that direction, I love it, because it's no longer nonsense. The problem is, I could give two shits less. He is about as legitimately effective as your god at this point.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Fucking...
As actual god.
Yeah, exactly. Make believe Sky Pie up there in fucking clouds. I'm fucking. It's
the
so
Sky
stupid.
Giant.
Yeah.
Look out! No, I'm with you on that.
Don't upset me because I'm gonna get buried by you on the next pay-per-view.
Wyatt. That's.
Oh, it's gonna be a great match.
You know, as it is. I think Rollins as the heel is way better.
Oh yeah.
And then as a face.
Yeah.
And I never understood why they never did RAW. Rollins, like,
yeah, I mean, maybe that might have been. Well, I don't know why the fuck I'm trying to defend it. Like, no, that would
get more in, like, get more into his head. Like, this is my show now.
Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah, Monday Night Rollins.
You know what? That is corny as fuck, but I'll take it over Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm like, what the fuck is Seth freaking Rollins?
His parents have come out and said it's really not his middle name.
Who would believe that? You just broke kayfabe. People were thinking it's his middle name. SFR. Still real to me, damn it.
Still real to me.
His name is still freaking. It's going to be freaking forever.
Freaking Rollins.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, then, you know, Wyatt gets mad and says, I've told you once, I'll tell you again. Anybody takes my name in vain, you know. It's also funny because he talks about how... Yeah. He talks about, I've been banging this chick on the side instead of my wife. We're going through a divorce. The worst part is, now that hit, like, he starts talking to him about... He's like, you wear the clothes of an honest man, but you're not an honest man. I'm like, oh...
I saw you pecker on Twitter, man.
I was going to say, that's true. He's got an impressive piece. I mean,
I don't know.
Speaking of 30 to 40%. I mean,
well, sure. This isn't gay. We're not gay.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm just saying it's not fair. Speaking of your god has a terrible sense of humor. He gave a fat schlub like me a fucking squirrel for a nugget, and fucking he goes and gives Rollins that kind of physique with a fucking low hanger. It's bullshit, is what it is. I tell you, it's injustice. And you want to know why I don't believe in God?
It was straighter than a pecker at a peep show. That's for sure.
You haven't been to the peep shows I've been to. They're packing broom handles, I tell you. First time I ever went to a place that had a peep show, I saw a guy come out wiping his brow, zipping up his pants, going. Go
in there.
And I look at fucking big old cheesy Bill. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me right now?
Well, that had to have been amateur night then.
It probably was. I don't even think it was like a legit striptease though. I think he was watching like a clip. You throw in the coin and push the button, and up comes a clip.
Christ.
And then
I'll
you
tell
go
you
and
what, shout out right now to the Satin Doll in Providence. If you ever at the Dunkin' Donuts Center for any type of independent show, ROH or anything, definitely right down the alley. Great skin bin.
I mean, it might be good, but it ain't no, what is it? Leather and Lace.
Oh,
definitely ain't no Spalding book and video.
Is that place still going,
Leather and Lace, yeah, that still exists. I'm pretty sure it does.
I don't think they do the peep shows, though.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? They probably do. It's probably just like the happy ending at the massage parlor. You have to know the code word.
Yeah.
Tap on the floor 3 times and
Do one of those.
whip out a 20.
Yep. Grease the palms,
Yeah.
please, what they said.
Just wait and see how far up the towel she's gonna go. If she gets to the wee then
Oh, she starts hitting the hairy areas. That's when you know it's good. You're in.
we don't know from experience, and we don't condone prostitution.
Yeah, don't ever do it.
We condone racism, age jokes, and other things, but we do not condone prostitution.
Whatever you do.
That's the line.
Yeah, don't cross that line, folks.
Jesus Christ.
So Raw.
This has come completely off of the tracks at this point.
It's fine.
Anyways, Wyatt comes out, and before he can really get... I mean, speaking of... I don't know if it was supposed to be an attack or if it was supposed to be a legitimate match. I'm thinking it was supposed to be an attack. But this goes back to what I just said before about fucking Balor. He's still got to do his whole goddamn entrance. He's got to come out, got to have the fireflies, got to fucking blow out his fucking lantern and everything like that, which was a good setup because when he blew out his lantern, Rollins is up on the top, dove on him. So it was a good setup.
So he
for
was
that.
ready for
Yes.
it. He knew it. See, it's not like
Yeah.
some guy watching him
Yeah.
come to the ring and being like, "Oh my god!"
Then it'd be like, "Are you kidding me? I swear, what is
what?
Yeah. I hear music all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on."
Well, no, first of all, hold on. Let me get this straight. So Rollins is in the ring going on about, yeah. And then Wyatt comes up on the big screen
Yeah.
and then does his entrance? What?
Yeah.
Who books this shit?
Some buck-toothed asshole named Kevin Dunn. Although I don't think he's actually a
I don't
booker. I think
think he
he's in
does
charge of the screens and the lightings
the
and
camera
yeah,
panning.
he does all of that shit.
He probably tells the divas which one they, are in. All right.
Which one of you gets to go in and fucking lather up Vinnie Mac's balls
Yeah.
for the night?
Well, Trish was probably the last one to do that.
No. You kidding me? I'm sure Eva Marie had a hand in that. There's no way that would have made it anywhere near like main stage if it
Eva
wasn't for that.
Marie?
Yeah, Eva Marie. There's
Oh,
no way. Although she had big tits and long red hair, so I mean, I guess I get it. But
No, she's not still in it.
no, she's gone. No, her contract's up. I think soon, and I think she's toast. She got out by a wellness violation.
I mean, that was
anyway.
X-Pac heat too. That was like go away.
Yeah.
Heat, like
Yeah.
not good heat.
It started off a
volcanic.
little bit, but it got worse.
I mean, it was volcanic.
Yeah.
At that point, by the end of it, when they brought her back into NXT, oh, you're not getting over.
Yeah. No.
Nope. So
But yeah, so why the fuck would you do the whole entrance just to come out? Well, you do it so that Rollins can climb the top rope and jump on you. Problem is, when he lands on him, apparently they decided they were going to be like, I'm going to jump on you and now let's kiss. Because they made like face-to-face contact. Like Rollins has a slice on his cheek where I'm pretty sure old whatever the fuck their Wyatt's teeth actually hit him. And Wyatt was checking his face like the whole time and everything. I mean, good news is Rollins sold it. Got up, arms up, backing up. He's got the blood coming down and everything. Yeah, he had to get stitches for it and everything.
Now this was during the entrance too.
Yeah.
Right? Like so the music.
Yeah, as soon as he blew out the thing, he puts it down and he jumped on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that's cool. That's a good spot. Man.
Yeah, oh, it was, and it was a damn good dive too.
Yeah.
So go backstage and
Dive.
Finn Balor's there.
Sorry.
Yeah, dive. Yeah, hashtag dive. Hashtag headlock.
Dive.
So go backstage. Balor's doing an interview talking about this, that, and the other thing, and he gets jumped by Elias Sampson. Which, I mean, it's to be expected. You interrupted the man's song. Which, I mean, I'm glad you interrupted it because I'm about fucking sick of everybody being like, he's good, he's got good heel heat. He does have good heel heat. But the problem is he's developing the wrong kind of heel heat with me because I play guitar and I know a thing or two about the fact you don't have to play the same fucking chord.
Nah.
Like, he has done Pink Floyd every single fucking time.
Yeah, so E minor,
Yeah.
G.
Pretty
E
much,
minor,
yeah.
G, A minor, throw it in.
Yeah.
No shit. That's bad.
Oh, it's terrible.
Not good.
Fucking just can't handle it at all. But yeah, jumps him, so that's setting it up. And the only thing that disappoints me about that is Balor is in the top 5 of like the people on Raw right now.
Current,
well,
yeah, definitely.
maybe top 6, I guess, because what we got? We got fucking Brock, Reigns, Joe, Rollins. Owens is on SmackDown
okay,
now.
all
Yeah,
right.
and then so
Maybe he is top 5. Rollins, Wyatt, Lesnar, Joe.
Rollins, Wyatt, Lesnar, Joe.
It's gotta be bad.
Yeah, basically. He's somewhere in there. And he's...
Miz?
Yeah, Miz. They're their own fucking thing that I don't even want to...
Alright.
To be fair, I like Miz now more than I did when he first came in. Like, I definitely like him a lot more
His
now.
heel persona is proper.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Well,
it's great.
Cesaro, Sheamus. This is Shamus.
Yeah.
Cesaro, Shamus.
Cesaro needs a shaman. He needs to get him over somehow.
Cesaro, Shaman.
Yeah. Anyways, so and I feel bad that he's getting into like a segment with this guy, and they're really only doing it to give a little bit of a rub to,
Of course,
to Samson, because Samson's over in the eye of the bookers. Like Vinnie Mac really likes him. I'm like, of course he does. He's got a fucking 6-pack.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, like Balor, like really, what are you gonna do with Balor if you have Rollins, Wyatt, Joe?
The Rollins
Lesnar
and Wyatt is weird
already?
because Wyatt was originally talking shit about
Balor,
yeah. He was picking a fight with Balor, and then after the Fatal 5-Way, gone.
which was awful.
There we go. I actually like that match.
You
though.
did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like 5 guys in a match in general. That's just my personal opinion.
I like it because it had a lot of really good spots. They're just
That's it.
my only 2 real.
That's it.
Well, yeah, but that's not
That's all I want.
a few good spots. Does not a bad match make.
It's a spot fest.
Oh, I'd take a spot fest over nothing.
No.
I mean, think
want
about
to
it.
see Hammerlocks.
Oh, so you want to stick to SmackDown and watch their fucking top guys go at it? Fucking
No, I'm just being facetious.
Jinder Man
Yeah, Ginger.
and Randy Borg. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, to get off subject, did you see the tweet that Daniel Bryan put out
The one where
Cody
he's
Rhodes.
yeah by
and gave him a date?
yeah. That, yeah
I'm pretty
and-
fucking excited
Yeah,
about
that says my contract's up then, and since these shit eels won't let me
we
wrestle.
talked about this last time we spoke about wrestling.
little bit, yeah.
And the fact that he's probably going to go.
Yeah.
He's going to wrestle.
Yeah,
Again.
he wants to. He doesn't want to be in the frickin' the spotlight of walking around and talking.
No. He was never good at that.
No, not really. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's kind of lame. I mean, I didn't like his gimmick to begin with. I just liked he was a halfway decent wrestler.
Yep.
I shouldn't say halfway decent.
I mean,
he was
he got
a very
over.
good wrestler.
He
Oh yeah,
got the fuck over. But I digress.
yeah. Cut to the back. Bo Dallas is being cheered up by Curtis Axel, which I'm like, oh, good. 2 no-namers are back there like, it's okay, buddy. You're going to do better next time. And then Miz comes in to fucking slap the taste out their mouth and be like, hey, you guys were great on the film set. You suck right now. You 2 need to come and be with me. And everything like that. And they're like, no, that's never going to happen. Oh, okay.
So is Miz going to do like a 4 jobber?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's going to be the Flair?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to pick up the, yeah.
Oh, no way. You think this is where it's going to go?
Oh, he's
Like the
building
aisle?
a faction. I know he's building a faction.
Great. And it's jobbers.
Oh, yeah. It's a good way to give them the rub, but what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, these guys, no. That's
Yeah,
over.
there's no way.
They're not getting these guys over with the Miz, and the Miz will give them the heat. Like he'll obviously, give them the rub, but you're not getting Axel over ever again.
No.
Not since what was it, Axelmania? I mean, that was really if Hogan never said the N
I was
word.
going to say, once Hogan dropped the N-bomb, that ruined Curtis Axel. That was it.
Because
He's sitting, the face was just sitting there like, duh! I'm just going to take this mustache off.
Take the glue
Off, yeah.
rub it.
What do you mean, Hook? What? You couldn't rip that shirt off fast enough. And there was no celebration. It
No,
took it off
they
fucking
didn't even put him
bawling.
on TV.
Oh, no, they didn't. The funniest part is then fucking, what was his name? Sandow, who was there doing the macho thing. Yeah.
Which was so good.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
I mean, it wasn't Jay Lethal good, but
No.
still.
But then they buried him. They just done.
Of course.
They're like, well, your friend is mimicking somebody who doesn't exist anymore.
That would have been so good if they did the Mega Powers explode again.
Oh yeah, it would have been great if they had gone that route.
Building that up.
But if they were going to go that route with it, they may as well have just magically had somebody come out wearing blue pants with black stripes on them, putting the crossface on people. At that point, they might have just been like, it's,
Why didn't they do like a heel Axel being heel? They just had to get Hogan out of there.
I was going to say they had to take all memory of Hogan and light it on
They
fire.
Benoit him.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's slowly creeping back
Well,
in.
he's coming back because they're like, look, it doesn't. It's because a lot of people vouched for him.
And also, he won.
Yeah.
So it was illegal for them to, cost them $100 million, and they lost their
Gonna say
entire
and
business.
didn't whatever. Yeah, I was gonna say whatever the fuck the name was, just gone.
Yeah, it was it Kotiko? No.
No, it wasn't Kotaku.
Ginja.
Kotaku's still there.
Gawker.
Gawker, that's right. Yeah. Nothing
Speaking
but the
of
best
Gawker.
and nothing but the most informative thing ever here on the Muta Scale Radio. So that beginning bit with Reigns and Joe led to a match that was, which was actually not a bad match. These two actually have really good chemistry, which is good. And I mean, I've said it before. I like Reigns in ring when he's not talking and he's not doing the stupid fist pound the ground thing and everything. And I'll be honest, I'm just jealous of the cock and the arm thing because I always wanted a lariat for a finisher, and I was always going to do that. That was always going to be my thing, was the setup. Yeah.
Load it up?
Yeah, load it up.
Oh,
and then
wow.
cream somebody.
Come right in.
Yeah, I was like, that's it. And then he comes and does that, and I fucking hate him for it. That plus his spear is garbage. The Superman punch is over fucking played. I think we've been over this already once.
I think he's garbage.
Oh, he is garbage, but he's not at the same time. Like, my problem is I'm sick and tired of, like, oh, you're a Samoan, so you can jump, right? That's your shtick. You're great at jumping
I don't know.
and doing kicks.
I think if you're Samoan, you should be having bare feet in that ring.
No. I don't think you need to go quite that far, but I think it's like Samoans.
He's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm still surprised that he keeps that. Like,
Put a
they don't even
singlet
try to do
on.
something. Yeah,
I mean, seriously. I don't know. I've had
I don't understand why they don't have him shirtless.
I've
The
had
chicks
that.
already
Oh,
basically
that's
fucking
what I'm
cream their
saying.
jeans about him, and that's with the shirt on.
why Vinnie Mac is protecting this guy to this point doesn't make any sense to me.
Because he shares some of the same,
Well, The Rock, he's getting the
yeah,
Rock rub.
some of the same genetic lineage that the Rock had. The problem is, I think they're thinking, like, my conspiracy theory is, I think they think they're making the Rock again. That all of this, everybody hates him. This is Rocky Die all over again, and it's going to blow over when he goes heel, and everybody's going to be like, yeah, we love him now.
No.
I'm like, no, because he is legitimately a 6-foot Samoan loogie in the face of every wrestling fan out there. But the problem is, we have to stop booing him. We have to stop giving a damn
I think,
anyway.
yeah, I think no reaction.
The
is
more
probably
we
the best way
start
to do
going,
it.
like, that's what killed Eva Marie and stuff like that, was it stopped being heel heat and turned into, we don't like her,
don't
we're not going to
care.
give a shit.
Yeah. That is the way, as a wrestling fan, the only way to stop this from happening and stopping these types of wrestlers to become as big as they are is to not have a reaction. Because the thing is with that type of that thing is, as long as they're getting a reaction, Vinny's just gonna do it,
Yeah.
and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, if you don't pop the crowd in the slightest, that's when he starts thinking, it's no
Maybe
good.
This ain't working anymore.
It's not so good
you
at
know?
all.
No, yeah, I agree with you on that. I think if they stop reacting to him, then we should be okay.
It would be nice if we could stop, and, like, I want to put a PSA out there, like, just stop reacting to Roman and he will go away. If you stop it, he won't come. Thank you. Fucking.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that is what we're talking about. I think. I don't know. I don't even know what we're fucking talking about at this point.
Oh, you're fine, Peace.
Talking shit about
Please
wrestling.
tell me you're
That's
gonna
what we
publish
do.
this.
Of course I am.
Okay, all right.
I might have to delete a few things because, you know, I
we
mean,
got racist there
Yeah.
after a while.
oh,
God,
I think we started
What have
racist,
we
unfortunately.
done?
I know.
we've
the
just
worst thing ever.
evolved into the level of.
You add alcohol
Beasts.
to it, and fucking out comes
Yeah, but come
everything.
on.
If you have a bad habit, it's coming out because
Listen,
you just put booze in it.
if you're sitting here for 3 hours talking wrestling, not drunk, it's
yeah.
kind of an issue. Not you.
I should probably leave.
Not you personally.
Josh, get out of your house.
I'm just saying, you gotta have a little. You gotta lubricate the mind a little.
Well, my thing is I have enough vitriol going on up here for the product as is that it's very easy for me to be like, okay, so you're going to listen to me tell you how much it stinks.
Yeah, all you're doing is shitting on the entire product.
Pretty much.
But you know what's great is that you know what you're fucking talking about. Mm-hmm. That's all. I mean, you're not part of the business, obviously, but
No.
I mean, we've never been part of the business.
No.
But we have watched it long enough to have a sense of knowing what we're talking about. That's all. If you ask me, I think it's great. Ish. That's what I got. Ish.
Day one
It's
ish.
not even a full word.
No, but it pretty well describes what Twisted Tea is.
What do you don't like the tea?
No.
Oh, by the way, this podcast is brought to you by Twisted Tea.
It is not sponsored by Twisted Tea at all. For the love of God, don't write in sponsors. I'm going to get sued.
Put a tea in you.
Would have been better if you'd said put a D in you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm I'm a 5-year-old. I'm sorry. You know what else is good though?
What's that?
Strowman coming back in a ladder. Fucking
in a ladder.
Yeah, he rode in on a ladder. You should have seen it. Jesus Christ, could I have shit the bed harder?
So hold on, let's restart this. The brown snowman.
All right, I'm going
comes
to delete
back.
the whole podcast. We're going to start it all over again.
See you later.
We're an hour and 20
Intro
in and
everything.
fucking done. Yeah.
So brown snowman comes in
Yep.
on an ambulance.
Yep, comes out in an ambulance. He opens up the door and he runs down the hallway saying, I'm not finished with you yet.
What was the pop?
He's huge.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
He's the biggest face in the company right now because
Which
he
is
wants to
amazing.
murder.
He wants to kill
Yeah.
the guy that they're trying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
does make sense.
It's almost like a weird thing where it's like, I think they know that, and that's how they know they got him over. Mm-hmm. I hate that he's over because he's what Vince McMahon wants, but I also love that he's over because it's nice to see a guy who is not that typical. Well, he's typical, but he's not that typical.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. He's just like a really big Daniel Bryan without the ability.
That's you can't put lipstick on a pig and call it Betty Davis. That doesn't work.
He has a beard.
That's
You know Vince McMahon is
and he throws his hands up almost like the yes symbol.
You know Vinny is sitting there going, well, Daniel Bryan had a beard.
And the crowd loved him. Just give him a beard and he'll get over. Maybe that's why Bailey's not over. Put a beard on her. The crowd will love her.
Hey, yes. Puke. Puke.
He's
He got a puke.
God damn it, I hate that man. Vince
But
McMahon, not Droz.
You
I feel
love
bad for
him,
Droz.
but you love him.
I do.
Just
I love
the same.
everything he's done for the business, but on the same token, I hate what he's doing to the business right fucking now. But I can't actually complain because what he's doing to the business right now is keeping me in business right fucking now. I would have nothing to talk about if the program was great, because I'd be like, oh, it's so good. Do you really want to listen to me fap over pro wrestling for fucking 50 minutes?
In every match, you'd be like, yeah, 5-star.
Yeah.
5-star.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Roman Reigns, I can't even tell you.
Oh, he's got a beard.
He does have a beard. I like that they got rid of the contacts just with nothing, no reason whatsoever. Just like, oh, I guess we better keep him serious now. We got to take the contacts out. He's got his natural brown eyes.
Well, what about the ambulance workers that actually like lost their jobs because of how many times he would tip it over? I mean, you know, when he got hurt, they should have done like an angle where ambulance workers, like the people running the stretcher, went into the hospital and started beating him up. I thought that would have been great. Because how many jobs were lost with those ambulance tippings?
I don't think any. Because I'm pretty sure they were all plants. They were all stunt grannies is what they were.
I'm just
But,
trying to keep kayfabe here,
well, I
Bob.
get it, but kayfabe's dead. It's dead.
Listen to you.
It is,
What are
though.
we even talking?
Kayfabe's dead, and that's why the product's dying.
Kayfabe's dead, and so is this
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly. Good night, everybody.
Say hello, wrap it. No.
One and done in fucking a month. That's all it took me.
No, this is gonna get.
I'm
this
gonna
is
wait
gonna
until I get
best
it. You know,
one
I'm gonna
ever.
give myself a solid foundation, and then when I get a solid foundation, I'm gonna start having guests.
Well, what
I guess
i-
the foundation's okay, so I'm gonna call in a guest. Instantly fired.
Yeah. Well, here it is, Pease. It's all about word of mouth. You know, it's how you get over it.
Well, fucking Facebook isn't working. I've been posting that shit for weeks, and you still haven't listened to it.
Oh, well, I just don't listen to it because I'm not on it.
Yeah, well, you're on it this time. If I find out that this thing only gets 2 fucking views, and one of them isn't you, that's it.
I'm gonna send you my IP address. You'll know it's me. It'll be the only 2 views we get.
I'll send Dusty your way, and
Oh,
he'll tell you a thing or
please.
two about hard times, baby. So yeah, Strowman interrupts, and that's what gives Joe the opening to drop him with a coquina clutch, which is good because they're working the coquina clutch like it's a big fucking deal,
Yeah.
and that is essentially what's going to be the conqueror of the conqueror. You know, it's what everybody is like. It's
This is what you're thinking.
yeah, it's almost back to the when Triple H was like, Batista fears the pedigree because the
pedigree,
pedigree
yeah.
is the truth. That was probably one of my most fun times in wrestling because we went to a
You're talking aggressive. What was
that was oh shit, you're right.
that era, right?
Ruthless Aggression.
Ruthless
Yeah.
aggression era.
Yeah,
All right.
it was then because we watched Backlash. I think it was. We went to Backlash, and that was up in Manchester. We went there to see it and everything, and we were up in the cheap seats,
Cheap
and everything,
seats.
and it was. We almost got kicked out because Dan, shout out to Dan, made the poster that was Batista ate my baby and everything like that. But he also made the Simon System gave me anal leakage. And we had that held up, and we're like, it did, really did. I'm like, I seen it, I was there.
And they
Yeah.
took it?
No, they didn't take it, but they almost did. Fucking Ivory's up there, because this is when they had Sunday Night Heat. Oh my God, Sunday Night Heat. And everything. That took the place of the pre-show, which we have now.
Which is pretty much Sunday Night Heat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Only a third of the people are watching it.
With way better talent.
So Ivory's up there with Todd Grisham. That fucking asshole.
Todd Grisham.
Yeah. Todd Grisham's working for the UFC right now, so good for him.
Good for him.
I mean,
Parlayed that right there.
Good for him. I mean, I by no means after like that event thought that, it would be fantastic if he got his foot caught in a blender. But, I mean...
Well, he's no Todd Pettengill.
I miss Todd Pettengill.
Me too.
I miss Lord Alfred Hayes more.
Lord Alfred Hayes. I just watched it. You remember TNT, right?
Yep.
Just watched one where Vince McMahon basically insinuated that Lord Alfred Hayes was a sheep fucker. And this is how it went. He's like, there's a lot of sheep in New Zealand, right? The guy's like, yeah, there is. And he goes, that sounds like you'd be perfect over there, Alfred.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. How did Colt Cabana get the rights to that? Because, oh my God, I love that.
Well, that's not... it is Jim Johnson. It's Jim Johnson who does it. But, I forget how he did it, but he nailed it. That is one of the best themes they ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. I think that's what we should do later, is the top 5 theme songs.
Yeah. No, are we going to do theme songs like wrestling entrance themes or just
Wrestling
like themes of
entrance
the show? Okay.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, that would be good.
And I'm not even talking about like the entrance itself. I'm
just the song? Okay.
Song.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. That would be... Get that fuck...
Hey, you got moss?
Being fucking attacked, yeah.
What is going on?
Just... feel like I'm the Pope. All my clothes are going to be holy.
Get no respect.
Get no respect. Jesus Christ.
Easy money. Says my wife likes sex casual. I said I'll keep a tie on. It's casual sex. All right, Rodney,
man.
go home, Rodney.
Goddamn Dangerfield coming out of nowhere.
I love it, Josh. Though
You will never find anything more irrelevant than this show, folks.
Champions of Justice. So, where were we?
Strowman then, after Joe wins, comes out and beats the piss out of Roman a few more times. He picks him up. He gives him some weird sort of like front choke slam thing where he grabs him by the back of the neck instead of the front of the neck.
The back. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it works for a guy like... Yeah. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. I mean, it works for his size, but it is a little silly.
It's dumb.
Yeah. Especially considering he does it like back of the neck and then he grabs the whole front of like the shirt vest thing and picks him up. I'm like, what are you going to do to a guy that's not wearing all of that gear? Oh, I know. You're not going to do that move is what you're going to do. You're going to have to figure out something else to do.
He's the brown snowman.
Yeah. But yeah, he comes out, beats him up, and then gets a microphone and stares at him the whole time and goes, I'm not finished with you yet.
He's not fished with you yet.
Not finished with me. I'm not finished with you.
Did you not see the tweet?
Yes,
he
I
put
saw
out
the tweet.
Not fished with you.
No, I'm not finished with you yet. God damn it. So we have a Miz TV segment where his guest is Maurice because he has to apologize because he's been a dick as of late. You know, he's making all kinds of silly mistakes because he's paranoid because Dean Ambrose can come from anywhere.
He's a lunatic French.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely is.
This guy's a lunatic.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That green slime, man, coming out of the briefcase.
Who knows? This guy might come out with a hot dog stand.
Yep.
Look out.
So all of this, he makes it up to her and everything, and you think everything's going to be good. She hasn't given him a kiss at all on screen for the past week or so, 2 weeks. Well, she's finally about to, and Ambrose's music hits. And oh, damn it. Ambrose comes out, and he goes to slap some champagne into the face of The Miz, and Ambrose ends up splashing it into Maurice's face because Miz pulls Maurice in front of him and everything. And of course this leads to more dissension, and she's like, don't touch me, get your hands off me. She slaps Miz and she leaves and she storms off, which is funny because she never wears loose-fitting clothes. She always wears really tight skirts and stuff. And, so she walks and she's just like, oh yeah, I mean, fucking absolutely. If I had legs like that, I'd wear tight clothing too.
All glass of milk, buddy.
So afterwards, Miz is all like, baby, please, I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry, please, I'm sorry. And then as Ambrose is getting ready, like he's going to beat him, he's looking at him like, ugh, sorry, and everything. He's getting ready to beat on him. He's got two bears, like two dancing bears holding signs in the ring, you know, celebrating the fact that I'm so sorry, please forgive me. They throw the signs out of the ring and they beat the piss out of Dean Ambrose. And after they beat the piss out of him, they take their hats off. It's Axel and Bo Dallas. Wouldn't you know it? And everything. And they're all, you know, proud of themselves. And finally, it looks like we may have a way to stop Dean Ambrose from ruining this. I'm thinking back to when Rusev and Lana were getting married and they had their marriage ceremony and stuff like that. And Roman Reigns came out and fucked it up. He fucked up a happily married couple's wedding ceremony thing. Roman Reigns is a face.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose ruined a beautiful moment between a married couple. What the fuck?
Why are you booking it like this?
It's like, it's okay. You're a good guy. You can be a prick. I don't think you can, because that's not how it goes.
Yeah. No, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. First of all, the whole Miz Maurice thing, it's been done. I mean, this is how they do it. Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think Maurice has to have anything to do with this feud. I think Miz and Ambrose could just have a feud without a woman involved.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know?
They could, but
at this point, it does seem like we were saying earlier, like Miz getting this faction of jobbers back, you know, and that's kind of the route it's going. So, I mean, it's good for Axel and Dallas. They're getting the rubs, you know.
I hope it's good anyways. If he doesn't do anything with it, then who the fuck cares? I mean, of course, that's pretty much my mantra at this point when it comes to fucking most of Raw. Who the fuck cares?
Oh, yeah, really. I mean, you should almost end the Raw segment at this point.
I would like to, but that would be doing a disservice.
To who?
To my fans. Those 5 people really count on me to give them the goods. Because Raw's not doing it, so somebody's got to.
Somebody's got to bitch about it.
I mean, for Christ's sakes. And if not me, it's a dirty job, but I guess I'll deal with it.
Yeah. No, it's dirty.
That's hard times, baby. For some odd reason, we have a thing talking about how Lesnar's coming back next week, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but we already had the pull-apart brawl between him and Samoa Joe. Keep them fucking separate from now on. We want it to be a big fucking deal, because if they're fucking toe-to-toeing every week, I don't give a shit. Plus, if it ends up being the same fucking thing it's been forever with Brock, it's like, oh, Joe's going to get in there, and they're going to slug it out, and then he's going to give him a goddamn F5, and we're all going to be like, the Coquina clutch doesn't matter, because he gave him the F5, and the F5 and he's going to take him to the
on a scale of 1 to Stacy Keibler's legs, how excited are you for Joe and Lesnar, though?
Honestly, I'd say about Mickey James' ass.
Okay.
So
that's pretty hard.
Yeah. Only because I think Joe has what it takes to be one of the first ones to not Goldberg it, but not Dean Ambrose it. He's not just going to be a fucking carpet for him.
I think this is going to be really stupid.
But he's not going to steamroll him either.
No, exactly. The only thing that I'm worried about is that people want to see this. The fans want to see this, and you know how WE is when it comes to us as wrestling fans want to see stuff. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a swerve.
Probably.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. If they could go 15, 20, 15 tops with Lesnar, but if they could do a 20, I will be so pleasantly surprised.
And if they do a 15-20, kind of like when it was, well, no, I don't even want to say Reigns and him, because when it was Reigns and him, it was Reigns getting his ass kicked and making a couple of quick comebacks.
Like, that's not what I'm saying. This is going to be fucking a movable object versus the irresistible force, you know, just fucking
there needs to be a lot of like trying to do your finishers but not hitting them. I don't want one of these
both of them trying to end the match quick, and that story being played out to the point where they're, you know, just gassed by the end of it and they can't even pull off the finisher. Now, would they do this? Would they do a draw?
No.
You don't think so?
Well, they can't. There's no way to make it a draw, because the only way to make it...
What if they both knock each other out?
Tough call, because I don't think they don't usually do a KO Usually they can. So I mean, they probably could.
You know, I'm just.
The only other option is a double count out.
I'm only fantasy booking it, but
yeah,
that's how I would do it. Is just very much just you don't want Joe to lose any luster on this push. Lesnar's there. He's gonna be there. He's over as all hell. Mm-hmm. Why not have that end of it where you kind of leave disappointed, but at the same point you don't because it was a great match?
Yeah, that's true. Know? Yeah,
I can see it that way.
I just hope he doesn't. I just don't want him to bury him.
Well,
I'd really like it to not be a one and done either, but it's probably going to be because it's going to fucking Reigns. Yeah. Reigns got to win that goddamn belt.
I don't know. Does Reigns really need the strap though?
Yes. Reigns needs every strap, according to Vince McMahon. Reigns is going to win the tag team champions on both shows by himself at the same time.
Awful.
And he's going to fucking win the women's titles too.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
He's going to show up in the Mae Young Classic?
Yep. He'll do it. He'll go all the way to the fucking top. He's going to drop down to NXT just for half a night just to fucking take out Bobby Roode. And then they're going to take a picture of him and post it on fucking Twitter with him being like, "Eat it, haters. This is my yard." And Vince McMahon's going to be like, "Got him. Yeah. Fuck you, you fucking internet smarts. Got him."
I just want to see Reigns raking leaves in his own yard because I haven't seen that yet.
Yes.
I digress. I just think
I'm just envisioning I'm envisioning a football landing while he's out there fucking raking and trimming the hedges, and he picks it up, and the kid's like, "Hey, mister, can we have that ball back?" "Not anymore. This is my yard." "I beat the Undertaker."
"I killed the dead man."
"You didn't beat the Undertaker. You beat a fucking old ass man."
You beat a corpse.
Yeah.
You did.
You dug up the legitimate dead man and gave him a fucking spear.
Joshua, here's the thing. You can't kill a dead man. He's coming back. One more match.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. One more match. This WrestleMania, John Cena, him and John Cena.
He's not allowed to come back because he got buried and retired by Reigns. If he comes back, it's going to shit all over everything they've been building up with Reigns.
He's coming back.
He's only coming back if they can't build the kind of like necessary heat that they need for it, like the pop. If Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor both tap out and they don't show up for WrestleMania, and we don't have a really big event star, and like something happens where maybe Jinder isn't as not over as he is and becomes completely irrelevant, then, you know, maybe, just maybe, they'll be like, "Please come back."
Yeah.
But
one more match.
Who gives a shit? I don't even care. It's legitimately smoke and mirrors at this point. I don't even give a fuck.
Like, that's his entrance.
Yeah. That's the only point. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's WrestleMania. Is his entrance going to be cool?" You know it is. But it's going to be the only thing that's cool because the match isn't going to matter.
They've also had...
I have seen more entertaining abortions.
Oh. Well,
an abortionist with a hook hand.
Well, you got to get some chuckles in the room.
Yeah.
You know? Let's talk about abortion.
It's getting, I was going to say. I mean, I'm trying to find whatever... what is it? What's... The taboos, they're just fucking hanging from the tree here, and I'm just trying to pick as many of them as I can. Yeah. I don't think abortion's a low-hanging fruit. No? Although maybe if it is, at that point, is it an abortion or is it a miscarriage? Ho!
Is that a cherry in your pocket?
Or are you just really not happy to see anybody right now?
Miscarriaging.
Oh, God, I just miscarried.
Some women have children, they don't even know they had them.
Get that for me, would you, Dee? Honestly, the next bit was just the women fighting. Speaking of abortions and miscarriages, the women fighting each other because that's what they do now. It's SmackDown had all of their women on there, you know. Yeah. So now we got to have the Raw women and everything like that. And Team Bayley came out on top of this. The faces won the thing, and then it led to Enzo and Cass doing their usual suspects breakdown. And what made me laugh is the fact that Big Show was like, "After all the things I've been through with you, Kurt Angle, you think I did this? You think that I did? If you honestly believe that I did this, I don't think I should be on your show." I'm like, "You're right. You shouldn't. Go home.
You should go.
We don't need you, you schlub."
I mean, he looks good.
Yeah, but again, who gives a shit?
But he's very Braun Strowman.
He's worse than Braun Strowman because Strowman's got youth on his side.
Yeah, that's
Strowman can at least kind of move.
Very true. Yeah, Show is done.
Big Show expels all of his energy going shh before the slap, and then the slap makes no noise.
No, you're right.
I make a louder slap when I fart, all right? And I don't have to quiet the room before that. I quiet afterwards. No. Shut it down, baby.
You don't tell scissors to just smell something's burning?
Yeah, exactly.
I've used that on Kels a couple times. Is something burning? And she smells, and I just farted. And she's like, you asshole.
Well, at least it works that way. My father doesn't go that route. My father doesn't have to.
No. Well, you know.
My father is always vocal about it. Like
here it comes.
It is a serious conversation. And he'll stop and he'll just be like, Jesus, I think there's a thunderstorm.
Well, I'll say this.
Did you hear those grouse?
Yeah, it's enough of him. The Cass Enzo thing, anybody could see it a mile away.
Mm-hmm. Even before rumors started about it.
Yeah, we all knew. And we all know that Cass is a McMahon. Like, he fucking loves him. Enzo, he'll be a commentator in 3 years.
Yeah, either that or he's going to end up being, like, mostly manager.
Or mostly.
And that's the thing that does suck about it. It's because I'm like, I feel bad for the guy because what are we going to do with him?
He isn't that bad. I mean, he's got good mat acumen, but...
Yeah.
But again, he oversells, like, way too much. It's, like, very Ziggler-ish, you know, like, just overselling to the point where it's unbelievable. You know, you don't believe it, so...
Yeah, he's just... I don't know, my problem is he's too small, and I hate to sound like fucking Vincent like that,
he's a
but he's
vanilla
too
midget,
small.
you know? Like, it is sad that he is that, but whatever, I mean...
He's in fantastic shape, but he's just so small.
Great shape.
But it looks like he was chiseled out of ground it. God.
That's a new one.
Damn it, it is.
Ground it.
So new, in fact, you'll never hear it again. You probably won't hear it at this point. I'm going to cut this whole segment out, actually.
Well, I say we skip SmackDown, we go to Japan.
I only don't want to skip it just because, like, I'll give you a quick rundown. Tittering Chicks to start it with. Carmella and Ellsworth plead their case, but it doesn't really matter because I'll cut way to the end here real quick. Brian strips her of the case, says that was bullshit.
That was.
So next week we're going to have another one.
Bullshit.
It was.
I mean, you can't make a mockery of the first women's ladder match and have No Chin win it.
Yeah. The problem is, like, they are right. There is no rule against it.
There is.
So it is an interesting loophole.
Although, didn't Heyman try it?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember is in a TLC match, Christian was on Rhino's shoulders and he was climbing the ladder to get him up there. But Rhino never grabbed the case.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it's shoddy booking.
Yeah. What makes me laugh about that match, going back to that TLC match, is I'm like, you've got the Hardys who have Lita... Right? You have the Dudleys who have Spike, and you have Edge and Christian who have Rhino. Who got the fucking short end of the stick on that deal?
Yeah, right.
Everybody that isn't Edge and Christian.
Well, Lita got put through. She got gored right through a fucking table.
Well, of course she did.
Almost killed her.
Yeah. Rhino's a fucking animal.
And if you go back and watch it, Rhino is just like, oh my fucking god! Like after he hits, I think it was either like a table spot outside of the ring, or it was in the ring. But he fucking levels it. And
it's right after she does like a twist of fate or a moonsault or something, because she does what they always do and she rips her shirt off.
And then
and then turn around and dead.
And I mean, it's one of the most brutal. If you're gonna go back and watch it, YouTube it, because honestly, it's one of the most brutal gores.
Just put a gore montage on repeat for 20 minutes and learn what it is to do a goddamn spear.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Reigns.
So you're gonna run down gore as being the best spear?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. So Goldberg's spear wasn't that good.
Goldberg's is better than Reigns, but not as good as the Gore. I like the Gore way better because he's shorter, he's stockier, he's got bigger legs, and he just murdered people with it.
That's a good call. Good call. I can't argue with that.
It was less of a spear tackle and more of a I'm going to take my shoulder and put it through you.
Yeah, and it was all like he would launch. You know, where Goldberg when he first started would launch. Yeah, and you can tell people like, oh god.
I think the very first time he did it, he actually grabbed the legs, so it didn't look
Hugh
quite
Morris
as good.
took it. Well, Hugh Morris took it, so it looked good, but as it is, I mean, I'd probably say that Rhino probably has the best one. I agree with you.
Yeah. I also have a note here of why is everything an era, because an era implies it's a long, impactful time. You've got the briefcase. You could cash that in a day. That's not an era.
Well, this is the thing with the briefcase and the idea of having the Money in the Bank match after the title match.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Because you're obviously putting it up at that point that whoever wins the case isn't gonna cash it in.
They're quite obviously not going to.
You're just kind of like burying that match by having the title match. You know? I never understood that. It should be the first match of the pay-per-view.
That would be like that would make sense, but they don't want to run it that way.
They don't listen to us,
especially not
jeez.
when it's fucking like I like it better when like when Money in the Bank is its own
that,
match
WrestleMania?
on
Yeah.
on an event. Do it that way for Christ's
Shelton
sake.
Shine. That's
Yeah, he's probably coming back too. Apparently,
I would like to see that.
I would too. I'll be interested to see. There's a lot of people in there now that they could put him against. That would be pretty good.
Oh, it'd be great.
So yeah, every one of the women that was in that takes a turn with Daniel Bryan to bitch. Naomi and Alana have a segment where they're talking shit to each other. There's a stupid Orton interview. Big E and Jimmy Uso fight each other, and that was actually a pretty good match.
No shit.
Not as good as the tag match was,
No.
but it wasn't bad. This time hit the big ending and actually won instead of them running away.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, there was a clean winner. You know?
Yeah, it just seems silly to have the clean win immediately after the walkout.
The dusty finish.
Yeah.
That
Doesn't really make much sense, but I mean, all right, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
However, highlight of it is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler, and we finally got the Shinsuke that we fucking want.
Yeah.
We got the Shinsuke that was on NXT and everything like that. Him and fucking Dolph worked so well with each other. But I mean, the only problem I'm having now is I'm sick and tired already of the artist. The artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura is Shinsuke Nakamura. That's all you fucking need. The king of strong style disappears completely when you call him the artist.
Well, it's very Prince. I mean, that's one of his things. You know, the artist.
Yeah, but he's not formally known as Shinsuke Nakamura. He's still known
I
as.
know, but just the idea of it, like the way he does present himself is very, again, Michael Jackson and all that shit. Those influences are gonna fucking seep into Vinnie Mac
Yeah.
and how to sell this guy.
I think it's just the fact that it's marketability. He's trying to make him more marketable, which seems silly to me, considering the cruel irony here is I'm talking to you wearing a King of Strong Style shirt.
Yep.
That
You
was
went for
fucking
it.
marketable.
Yes. And I don't see what is wrong with that, because that's very, like, and no one, for you viewing at home, you can't see it, but you got the baseball lettering,
Yeah.
got the crown, King of Strong Style. That's probably what it says there. Either that or
Most
it
likely
says,
something like that.
I love tuna.
Yeah,
I don't
who knows?
know. But,
Could be
as
any
it
old
is,
thing.
But yeah, I mean, but the way Vince does it is, yeah, you might have done that in NXT, but this is the big time.
Yeah.
You know, and like
You need more of a
you're
gimmick.
gonna have more. Everything's way more magnified gimmick-wise. I don't like the artist. I don't think that's a good way to go.
Neither do I.
I also think he's a better heel than he is a face. To be honest with you,
I think he's just a neutral because like he's never going to be this way or that way really because
Not
he's
with it
just
now.
as aggressive either way.
yeah, but not with how he is. But in NJPW when he was a heel,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, that's spot on how to be a heel. Like the kicks to the
Yep.
face, a little tiny kick, just leveling. Him and Ziggler, obviously like kind of a dream feud for some. I
Just
think
'cause Ziggler's selling ability.
Ziggler's selling is a little over the top.
Not in this match, man.
No, I haven't seen the match yet, and I probably shouldn't even be confounding on it. But as it is, but I mean, like I did see the match they had at what was the
Backlash or whatever it was. Yeah, that was his first. That was Shinsuke's first venture into actually getting in the ring, and that was garbage to me. Completely underwhelming.
Ziggler just didn't. I mean, Ziggler didn't put poetry in it. Basically,
He Randy Orton'd him.
Like,
Welcome to the big leagues. I'm
bounced.
going to give you a headlock for fucking 20 minutes.
Bounced over the ring.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, just oversold like Mr. Perfect would
Yeah.
oversell for anybody, you know? Like, I mean, not saying Mr. Perfect and Dolph Ziggler are anywhere near each other, but
Yeah.
because Mr. Perfect's way fucking better.
I mean, maybe not right now, but
Well, no, he's dead.
yeah, exactly. In his prime. Well, Jesus Christ, dude. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Mr. Perfect
Spoiler,
is dead.
he's dead.
But yeah, no. Shinsuke, Ziggler, I like it. I do love how they're planting the Styles Nakamura seeds. And
Yeah,
I'm
because
sure you
that bit on the ladder match was
Yeah, and I think everybody wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows it. I'm thinking they're going to build to SummerSlam for that.
most likely.
Or what they should do,
Keep it going over into WrestleMania.
just go to WrestleMania with it. Because all you have to do is these little standoffs every pay-per-view.
Yeah, every
know?
time Styles tries to get somewhere, there's Nakamura. Every time Nakamura tries to get somewhere,
sort
for
of
some odd
door.
reason, this asshole's right there
Yeah.
every time.
And you're not really doing much with Styles right now. Nakamura is after this. I'm sure this was the blow-off with Ziggler.
Yep.
Right? It had to have been.
Yeah, I have no idea where he's going from here.
Yeah,
They'll
but
probably put him in a feud with Baron Corbin until.
Like, I mean, it was pretty much
Oh,
done.
so good.
Yeah, it was a great match.
It had to be only because he, at one point, bounced off of the ropes and gave him the Kinshasa Kai, as they call it in Japan, where you hit him from behind, and he fucking creamed him. Then he gave him a legit one to the front, and Ziggler did something nobody else has done. He basically caught the knee under the chin and slapped his legs at the same time. So you hear when he hits him, and he falls, and they and they played it like 6 times. Just listen to the sound, and he murdered him. Like, I even had to put, I think Orton's dead. Or I think Dolph's dead. Orton is dead. If he's not dead, the rest of us are dead watching him.
Oh, Orton's going around burning down houses.
Yeah, I know.
This guy should be in jail.
Yeah, and then he's talking about how he's going to go over to fucking India and murder all of fucking... Give RKOs to everybody, to Sanjay's fucking extended family there. Oh my god, I called him Sanjay. Fuck, how racist am I?
They're not all the same, Pete.
I know, they're not.
Jinder?
I don't... Yes, Jinder, thank you. Mahal. Jesus Christ. Fuck. The problem is, I got so excited about the Ziggler and Shinsuke match that anything else just came in and...
Yeah, well, I mean, Jinder's a great move, yeah, sure, but, like, seriously, enough.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Enough.
I already said, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that he's the biggest failed experiment, because they were like, well, you guys on the internet seem to like the fact that the indie darlings get it, and the people who aren't are big main event guys. So we're going to take an undercard guy and make him a main event guy, and you people are going to love it. He's juiced to the fucking tits. He's fucking different. He's Ryback.
I saw that great meme.
With twice the charisma and a third of the in-ring ability.
Did you see that meme where, you know, how he headlined Backlash? And instead of backlash, somebody like put backrash.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a giant picture of his back.
Yeah, and he's fucking covered in back knee.
God.
I'm like, you don't get that kind of back knee at that age unless
That's like
you are
Warlord back knee.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hitting like bulldog status of back knee, dude.
Now you're not going to tell me.
And now
that
I'm going to tell
bulldog.
the listeners right now.
Oh man.
Go back and watch the WrestleMania 7 full Nelson match. And just watch those close-ups of Warlord's back, because you could pop it with your face.
I do not support any of these claims.
Don't go. Just watch it. I'm being honest.
I cannot even believe that you would try to tell me that anybody in WWE is juiced to the tits. A big good day, sir.
They might be natural. Who knows?
Yeah, it's totally natural. They just like greasy foods. Jinder Mahal sleeps on a bed of bacon. It's just what it is, you know. I mean,
loves chocolate.
Who doesn't?
I love chocolate.
I mean, bed made out of chocolate and bacon. It's fine. He brushes his teeth with milkshakes. You know, it's what we do. Another shout out to The Simpsons.
Well, I'm about to do this. I love chocolate, but I can't eat it.
So it'll make me fat.
It makes me fat. But it's so good. Let's go to Japan.
That's good.
Let's go to Japan.
Oh, actually, another good match on the thing was Kevin Owens did an open challenge to anybody from that area, and out comes Styles, and he's like, no, not you. I know you're not from Dayton, Ohio. He brought out Chad Gable from fucking American Alpha, and Gable comes up with the excuse of, I just moved here today. So they ring the bell, and he has a match with him and everything. And I'm like, that was dumb, but I'll take it.
That's actually pretty good. I love that. So is he gonna start
where's your address? And his address was what he gave for like the college,
the arena, the
like the big college in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Is what he gave. That was the location. Yeah. Whatever. Like Dayton. There's nothing in Ohio.
No.
There's Crips apparently. I found that out on the internet decades ago.
Oh Jesus, man!
I picked a fight with somebody, and I gave him my address. I'm still waiting on that chestnut.
You gave him the address?
Oh yeah.
And he never showed.
Nope.
So you gotta find him.
I was waiting for that fucking lowrider with a red vest. Oh wait, no, those are the Bloods. Crips are the blue.
Yeah, Crips are blue.
God damn it.
Bloods are red.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Be a little weird if you were, your outfit was blue and you called yourself the Bloods.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of silly.
You get killed.
Although to be fair, isn't blood blue when it's in your system? No, it's
red
clear
when it comes out.
It's clear, but then when it oxidizes, it turns red.
It's red.
But it's not red though. Your cells are
Blood
red, but the actual blood, no, blood's not red.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, no. Spoiler alert. Blood is clear when it's in your system, but when it oxidizes, like it hits the oxygen, it turns red.
Do you ever see it inside your system?
I do.
What do you mean you do?
You know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, they had a really good match. Like, Gable is so fucking talented. That little guy, he did the goddamn chaos effect too. And that's to be able to do the fucking victory roll and then follow it up with a deadlift German suplex on a guy that is Kevin Owens' size.
Pretty damn good.
Whew.
But I also, that works.
I almost jumped out of my chair. I fucking blew up.
Oh, you popped.
Oh, so good.
Jesus.
And Gable's got a fantastic moonsault.
Well, Gable and Jordan too. They both have great movesets. I mean, like, they are one of my favorite tag teams. Dash and Dawson's right there with them. Like, as far as current. No,
Speaking of Kevin Owens, new face of America, July 4th, when his DVD's coming out. Motherfucker's got a DVD.
Oh, that's something else.
Yeah, because he's got the ROH footage and stuff in there too.
The way to put it over, July 4th.
Yeah,
I mean,
the new face of America. Yeah, that's good.
They're booking that dude, and I bet he has a lot to say.
I hope so.
In his character,
he's got to. They must have found out like you are.
The way they're booking him and the way he's built himself up.
Yeah,
he has to be telling these motherfuckers like what to do. I
so.
think Triple H is listening to him and vouching for him because he hasn't done a wrong move.
No.
You know what would be awesome though after that Jericho Owens angle that they had, right? You know what would have been great is him going to a Fozzy show and coming out and beating him up at a Fozzy show.
Unfortunately, that already happened with Pete Dunne.
What?
He came out on stage when. I don't know if it was Tyler Bate, but it might have been Tyler Bate. One of the guys is actually in a band, and they were at the Download Festival over in the UK, and he's out on stage playing his bass. And then when he takes it off and everything, Dunn came out and beat the piss out of him on stage. Then he got off of the stage, and he was all like, "What?" Did his whole thing, turns around, and fucking Tyler Bate jumps off of the stage and hits him with a fucking senton. And lands on his feet, and he's all like, "Come on!"
Oh yeah,
like live show.
They had
so
NXT at Download though. Yeah, that's the thing. But and that makes sense too. The idea of having Owens come out Fozzy show in New Jersey. No wrestling anywhere around, but Owens comes out and fucking levels him.
Yeah,
puts him, give him a package pile driver right on the stage.
Yeah, they couldn't do that.
No, of course not.
That's a fucking.
No, of course not. But I mean, I think that having that kayfabe.
He does the package power bomb now.
A little bit of kayfabe isn't gonna hurt anybody.
No, absolutely not.
But as soon as Jericho left, everybody knew he was going on a Fozzy tour. It's not like, we should be sad about him. It's like, he's in the hospital. No, he isn't. He's on stage jumping around.
Yeah,
like a prima donna David Lee Roth.
So we had a match: Jinder Mahal versus Luke Harper. No explanation.
That sounds great.
None whatsoever. No.
I mean, that sounds like a 6.25 star. Right
it totally was. Like, I mean,
ask.
Fucking, I'm telling you right now, Okada and Omega better watch this match and take notes.
Take notes.
They're gonna have to know. I mean, they've all learned from fucking Mahal.
Harper and Mahal. I mean, that's just. Harper's always been great.
Harper's fucking amazing.
Just in general.
They need to like.
I mean, you gotta have something for him.
He needs the push. He needs to fucking be the Bruiser Brody with just a little bit more athleticism.
And don't go like Berserker Brody.
Yeah, no, he doesn't need to walk up and
John Norton.
He doesn't need
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
But just come back with like something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always agreed with you on that.
The easiest way to get a guy like that over is just make him a fucking destroyer. Just have him murder people, and he will get over.
No, you're right.
It worked with fucking Ryback, and Ryback was an idiot.
Ryback sucked.
Ryback on the mic was Mongoloid quoting Shakespeare. It is what it is.
Mongoloid Twain?
Yeah.
So that's what ended SmackDown? Jinder?
No, well, yeah. Because then after Harper was going to lose, and he did. He lost because of the distraction from the Bollywood boys there. And everything, and then modern-day Maharaja hits him with the Kalash. But Orton comes out and gets into a fight with him afterwards, and we're all like, yay! The face came out and beat the piss out of the heel, and everybody's excited.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's so much fun. He does the same 6 moves every fucking time. I love the fucking, and I mean, for Christ's sakes, just speed up the goddamn Hangman's DDT. Exactly. Just speed it the fuck up. There's no reason to be like,
everybody knows it's coming.
Wha-bam!
It's like...
I'd punch him in the dick. I would absolutely
You're just gonna go off script.
Yeah.
You're gonna shoot with him.
I'm gonna bite a piece of his back fat. I'm just gonna be like, come here. You gonna hold me up here for 20 goddamn minutes? Go fuck yourself. Yeah,
Then
looking
all of a
both
sudden he
ways,
gets punched in
and
the
then
dick.
like nodding while the crowd's like, "Yay!"
Although he was
He
really
still got
good.
him.
He was really good on that table for 3 though, with him and Flair and Backlund.
Oh, I didn't watch
No,
that.
it was San Martino.
Oh,
Yeah, which was good.
I should have watched that. I've skipped out on a lot of those.
Yeah,
Mainly because I know it's only because
was on one.
Was
with
he?
Backlund, and
I think it's because the first couple I saw them advertise had JBL on it and fucking hashtag fire JBL. I don't want to fucking.
Yeah, fucking JBL. No, JBL does those legends things.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's
that's right.
one-off, but
Yeah.
they do that table for 3 where I think Hansen. It was who the fuck was it? It was Hansen, Backlund. I forget who the other one was, but anyway, it was a great conversation. Oh, it was Zbyszko.
Oh, we got fucking Zbyszko on. That's cool.
the living Larry Land. You jerk.
And he came out there and he just talked like this the whole time.
Larry Zbyszko has a podcast with Cabana where he breaks down why he doesn't cook. And I tell you what, why he doesn't cook is the best defense of not cooking ever. He goes, well, why are you gonna do that? All I have to do is throw a couple Jimmy Deans in my microwave, press a button, I go and play my online poker, finish it up, I come back 2 minutes, it's all done, I eat it, and I throw it away. He goes, what am I gonna cook for? I don't want a dish. I don't have to clean a dish. Obviously, I'm gonna have to sit there and prepare the meal.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because that's work. Then he's like, then in 2 hours, I'm gonna be hungry again. I think it's brilliant.
That actually is a good argument. I mean, it sounds a little bit like
Cook.
for breakfast I have bacon. For lunch I have a bacon sandwich, and then I drink my dinner.
Which is great.
Shout out to Grumpy Old Men.
That's
Wait, that was actually Grumpier Old Men.
That was Grumpy.
Yeah, that was when the old guy died.
I just actually watched that.
Those are surprisingly good movies.
Great movies, Pease. Great movies.
I will randomly break into Arrivederci, Signorino, for no reason.
How
No
about
reason
this?
whatsoever.
Me and Kelsey will sometimes go, I wanna lick your dicky.
I've used that on Xbox with the location. Like, where are you from? Come on, I want to lay you.
Come on, I wanna lay you.
I got a bigger peepee.
Got a big pee-pee. That's
You like a licky dicky?
wanna lick a dicky. I used to live in Hawaii.
I kind of like a poke.
Kinda like a booger. I wanna lick a dicky.
It eventually became Mount Your Mom a lot, and I kept that. But
Not your mom.
no, Mount Your Mom a lot.
Not your mom a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These are brilliant.
That was from Shin-Chan, though. I can't take credit for
You
that. I
can't-
wish I
that
could.
was Japanese.
Yeah, but now it's what is it? It's Uncle Touchy's Nude Puzzle Basement. I got that one from
Uncle
Patton
Touchy,
Oswalt.
yeah.
That's that was a great line.
Uncle Touchy's always been in your business, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's one of your boys.
yeah. I love Uncle Touchy. Shout out to Uncle Touchy, man. He's the one whose favorite sweater is the one that's made out of my auntie.
Well, what do you say, Pease? What do you do? Top 5? We talk about New Japan?
I think we'll start with the top 5 that I did last week, but
Okay.
you
I haven't
didn't, so I'll
expounded
get
on
you
this,
to do
yes.
it, and then we'll go
So we're talking.
into New Japan from there.
So what are we doing here?
Top 5, I missed them wrestlers. Now that can be, like I said, they can be retired, they can be dead, they can be whatever, as long as it's
Okay.
that they are not currently wrestling.
Well, I'll give you 3 right off the bat.
Good.
We got Mr. Perfect, obviously, because I've loved Mr. Perfect since day one.
I feel a little bad that he wasn't on my list, but
I think Owen Hart is
Yeah.
probably a number 2, and I would say Ravishing Rick Rude would be number 3. So like those 3 just in general. First of all, Rude's promos set the bar. Because I'll tell you this, because Scott Hall, who would probably be number 4 right now, because Scott Hall never really got the credit of being a worker that he is.
that is true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm sure in the business with the boys, he's, phenomenal and over. But when it comes to the crowd, you really just think of Hey Yo. And that wouldn't have happened if Ravishing Rick Rude didn't have his gimmick. You know, when he would come out and cut the music. So without a cut the music, there would be no Hey Yo. Perfect alone, just to be able to cut those promos without fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
And of course, Owen Hart, we know why.
Yeah. My only dig on Scott Hall, not to really cut you off,
No, you're fine.
is just the fact that a lot of his ideas and a lot of his like ups tended to come from movies, which I guess is cool because it's a good way to really embrace the times and everything. But it's one of those, like, because he came up with the Crow look for Sting, and I think he was it the Brass that came up with Razor Ramon being Scarface.
Okay, but Vinny wanted a swarmy Miami guy.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, you ever seen Scarface? No, I think it was. You know what? We'll have to go back and watch the documentary they did, because he did talk about it in that, and like I think it was Vinny that came up to him and said, this is what I want. And I think Razor was just kind of refining the character and said, have you ever seen Scarface?
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, that's a get right there.
Yeah,
and like the way it is, I don't know, those would be my 4 right now. I think number 5, honestly, it could be a toss up between, I mean, we're talking, all right, Benoit, Malenko, Guerrero.
Yeah,
like the radicals in general, I would just toss in. Like, those are guys that I loved. ECW. Yep. Like, we kind of grew up on that. The 2:00 on the Spanish channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, on Saturday night. Like, that's how we figured out ECW. It isn't because of the network. It's because we actually watched it. And those days were, just being a kid, we were just about high school, right? Like 99, 98, right? No, fuck. It had to have been 97, 98.
Well, WCW, when it was in its heyday, was between 96 and 98.
Yeah.
So it was probably about 96.
So we were like 7th, 8th grade going into high school. Yeah. And I remember just staying up 2:00.
I only saw it a couple of times because only a couple of people had, the Spanish channel, and I didn't have it.
That's all it was.
All those other people, they had the advanced cable, and I didn't. And that's hard times, Daddy. I'm still running with that 14 phone.
You're getting that over, aren't you? But yeah, no,
it's the only good fucking. It's the only thing I do. It's the only impression. It's the only good impression I do.
I can't do any impressions. I can do Vinnie Mac.
Well, that's good. I was just talking to this thing about how my Vinnie Mac sounds way too much like Richard Nixon.
Oh, see? No, I sound like Richard Nixon.
No, you don't. No, because you're like, he's gonna puke. And I'm like, he's gonna puke.
And now we're just doing Vinnie Mac. And what is this?
Vinnie Mac and Richard Nixon talking about how somebody's gonna puke.
I
can't imagine why I have fucking so many viewers. I mean,
oh, come on.
I got 2 followers. And
you're just downplaying it.
My last podcast only got 2 listens. 2 fucking listens, people.
We're gonna get more than that.
Well, yeah.
But as it is.
Maybe not, because we're already past the 2-hour mark. This one's gonna be a tough sell.
We're gonna have to edit. So
yeah, that's true.
We'll cut
I'll be able to.
Shit out.
Yeah, I think I can edit out about an hour.
Basically. But no, I think like those ECW days, I think we forget like how good those guys were.
Mine was the WCW days when they were on mid-card cruiserweight area there. That's what made me fall in love with Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. I liked him, and then I loved him even more when he became part of the 4 Horsemen. And I was like,
when Benoit was part of the 4, oh fuck yeah!
Especially considering they still had Arn Anderson, even though he wasn't quite the enforcer he used to be. Yeah,
Arn knew it, and you know what? Have you ever seen that shoot that he does? Like, it's kind of a work shoot where he's just telling like. Now, when I picked Benoit, he's gonna be a 4 horseman, right? And he said, "You don't mess with another man's woman," and he did. That was like the promo.
Yeah, that was it.
And it was right after Benoit left to go to WWF.
Oh man.
So they were just like, let's bury this guy as fast as we can. But yeah, those would be my top 5. If I were going to pick 5 guys I would want to see again, and basically they're all dead except for Scott, but I would do Perfect, Owen, Rude, Scott Hall, and Chris Benoit. Those would be the 5.
That's a good list. See, Chris Benoit almost made my list, but I had to go with Eddie Guerrero and Malenko just because even though Benoit was fantastic, he was sort of that middle ground between, like, he was a great wrestler and he was super tough.
But nothing up here.
Yeah, exactly. His charisma was nil. Mind you, Malenko didn't have any charisma either, but Malenko's in-ring ability trumped all of that shit because, yeah, exactly.
He really didn't need it. I don't think Benoit did either. I think Benoit kind of gets undersold in that aspect. I mean, his match that triple threat match, WrestleMania 20. Is it 20 or 21?
Oh, I can't remember.
Either way.
Was that the one that was Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio, or was that?
No, that was Kurt Angle Lesnar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Guerrero won it. Benoit won it.
Yep.
And he had the triple threat match with H and Shawn Michaels. Seriously, just the way I don't know. Like when he got to WE, he refined his approach. I mean, in WCW was nothing. I mean, and then also not only that, but just go back and watch the Pegasus Kid.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, the Wild Pegasus in general. I mean, just those matches with Tiger Mask. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Him and Masawa going at it. Him and fucking Kenta Kanemura, like just fucking going at it. And like, how many times can you win a fucking a Super Junior Cup, you know, with not being like a Japanese guy?
Yeah.
Like, they knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like and again, I think we should probably just segue into Japan right now because as it is, that style of wrestling is what wrestling is, and what it should be. And I think with just hearing the other day about that the G1 Climax they're doing in Long Beach selling out in like 90 seconds.
Yeah, it took next to no time.
Proves to anybody that's a wrestling fan that holy shit, WE might get some competition.
Oh yeah.
Not to the point of WCW, but the idea that obviously we want this.
Yeah.
This is what we want. And their product is, I mean, light years ahead of what WE's putting out.
It's only going to take a month or two of their ratings being through the fucking roof compared to WWE's just scraping the bottom of the bin.
Scraping, exactly.
And they're going to be, and Triple H will walk into Vinny's office and be like, look Dad, fucking wake the fuck up. We need ability. We need to focus more on the wrestling than the TNA and the people flapping their yaps.
They can't anymore. That's the problem. WE has become like the conglomerate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's become the what everybody thinks of wrestling is WE, and Vinny's always casual fan. Like he doesn't care about the hardcore fan because we're just Johnny-come-latelys as it is.
Yeah, we're not the ones who are buying the merch. It's the kids that are buying the merch.
Because we just sit
the
here
kids'
and
parents that are buying.
We just sit here and have a podcast and bitch about.
Yeah, exactly. We just spend 3 hours on the internet crying to nobody.
You know,
about how it was way better back in my day.
But the thing is Japan has a certain respect for that art that WE just kind of makes a mockery of.
Oh yeah,
and which I'm not. You just did like 2.5 hours of talking about WE. I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
because I don't want to. I mean, I'm sorry, as a wrestling fan, that hurts me to say that, but I can't. I cannot sit through it.
If it was not for this show reaching out to the millions and millions of thousands of hours that I'm deleting and single digits to the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions, and this is all in this is all in quotations, parentheses, the 3 people that listen to this.
Yes.
One of which happens to be me when I listen to it again to make sure it doesn't come out like shit. No, not you. You don't listen in.
I haven't
You
yet.
listen to this one.
Well, I'm
listen to this one like 100 times. This one will get played fucking like crazy.
Yeah, but
then I'll get fucking comments next week about it. Be like, where's the other guy?
What I'm saying though, Pease, is like, as a wrestling fan that's like watched it my entire life, seeing what Japan is doing just makes me think that yes, it'll start evolving to that point of let's tell the story in the ring. Let's talk about the honor and the fighting power and the fight, like just like the spirit that comes with it.
Yeah.
And let's just go old school with it, because honestly, it's never really changed. You know what I'm saying? Like the match itself is always the same thing. There's always a winner or a loser, or it's a draw.
Yeah.
It never ends. I just think the way that they book over there, Gato and Jado, or Gato is the booker, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's either Gato. I always get them confused. Jado's the one that walks around like a zombie, I think.
Is that Jado and Gato? Weren't they the ones that were in FMW at one point?
Oh, yeah. IWA for a minute, you know? I mean, they've been a tag team for years, but he's the booker. He's the main booker over there, and he books these guys perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
And you know why? Because he has an old school respect. And it isn't just about making money. And here's the thing about Japan, too, is that you have 3 federations, basically. You have Noah still going.
Yep.
Marufuji's carrying that. They also have that
Which
other
is crazy.
guy. But they also have that other guy, he comes out with a mask. Oh, he is badass. I forget his name. But they have that guy, and they have in All Japan still going.
Is it really? I thought All Japan got buried
no,
because of New Japan.
No, they got Smokey Joe Dixon or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
no, but he's basically a hybrid of Hanson and Brody.
Oh, okay.
He comes out with like the fur boots, but he's just a lariat machine. And dude, they have not. I mean, it is basically King's Road the whole way. Like they just beat the hell out of each other. And those 3 federations are the federations, and not one of them is trying to put each other out of business. They understand that now New Japan is up here, like on the status, you know what I'm saying? Like if you looked at it in like a scale, you'd have New Japan with this much height and this one, and that one. And that's what they respect each other's division and how they wrestle. And each federation has a certain style,
Yeah.
We
yeah,
don't
they
have
definitely do.
that.
No.
WE has basically 205 Live, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, and they're trying it. But the thing is that it's all under the same umbrella.
Yeah. NXT isn't quite as hindered, and because it's not. Triple H gets to kind of run most of it. I know there's some angles that have to go under Vinny before they can really go out, but that there's stuff going on there that is not what's going on in WWE.
Yeah.
It's not, the main show. 205 Live is just suffering from too much influence from WWE, but also not enough because they're not really developing the characters.
No.
The characters almost have that one note shtick, and that's what they are. Like Tony Nese being the premier athlete. It's like, look at look at me count my abs. Look at my fucking flexing. Look how good. I mean, he is
like
strong and he is
Doesn't
good,
mean
but
shit.
yeah. But Candido backed it the fuck up at
Well,
least.
Candido, I mean,
Yeah.
come on. How many times can you do the blonde bombshell though? but back.
I don't know. He's dead and she's not.
Back to the idea of Japan and American booking and how the difference in each one is. You look at Japan and again they respect each other's lane.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get in it and they trade talent. I mean, Suzuki.
That's the key. They trade
Suzuki
talent.
Gun went over to Noah.
Yeah.
Fuji came over to New Japan. Like ROH has that deal with New Japan. Kushida and fucking Marty Scurll had a great fucking match.
I have yet to watch anything by Marty Scurll. I have to do that.
They just did, dude. One of the greatest. And now what are they doing? They're putting. And now Kushida. You think of Kushida, right? At the last New Japan pay-per-view before Dominion, I think it was the Road, I forget what the hell it was called, fought Hiromu and lost in like 5 seconds. Got fucking buried.
Wow.
Right? So you're thinking, okay, Kushida is just not this is it for him. This is kind of the blow-off. You're thinking that's a blow-off. Nope. Not only does he win ROH's TV title, but he wins the Super J Cup.
Wow.
Then he wins the belt again. Like he wins the light, and you're just like, the way they book that, like you're just like, everybody was just like, well, who's next for Hiromu? Well, it was Ricochet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not so much Kushida. I mean, it's just the way they book it. The Naito Tanahashi match, again, this is spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't seen Dominion, but if you haven't seen the Dominion pay-per-view, you should probably stop listening now because we're gonna expound on it. Okay.
I don't care if you haven't seen it. Don't stop listening. Okay. Please don't stop listening.
I
need more than 2.
Suzuki Goto, what did you think?
I enjoyed it. I like the fact that it was the striker versus the power move guy, and I like that kind of thing because the waters get too muddy when everybody does the same thing. I also like when the power move guys go to the striker area and the striker just kind of laughs at them like, really? All right, well, I'm going to show you what's up then. And then the power move guy's like, all right, well, I'm going to go power move and you're not going to know what happened. My only real complaint with that match is the lumberjack? The lumberjack stuff was I think because when they got into their fucking gangland fights, it took away from what was happening just a little bit too much.
Yeah, no,
not necessarily so much that I'm like, but
that makes sense to me, Pease.
It's also because I think Zack Saber's kind of outclassed. He's great in the ring.
He shouldn't be in Suzuki Gun, first of all. like
he's not mean. He's a beanpole. He's too like I say stuff about guys being too big or guys being too short. He is so tall but so fucking lanky that I'm like it's hard to believe he's
like he should be in programs with Kushida and like he should get out of Suzuki Gun first of all. I don't know why they have him in there, but beyond that, the lumberjack style, the idea of that is because the way it was building up was a lot of outside interference. So finally, enough of that. We're gonna end that. We love the two factions.
We're gonna end it by having outside interference.
Classic.
This building's burning.
That's wrestling.
We may as well just light the rest of it on fire just to get rid of it.
No,
Let's fight fire with fire, man. Let me tell you.
But it did turn into chaos by the end of it.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with you on that. I think you're right. Like if it wasn't a lumberjack death match, maybe like you'd have a 4.5 star match. But I really thought the pacing, the especially like towards the end when.
Oh yeah. When he was clocking him with that and he started dropping, I'm like, ooh.
He was out on his feet.
Yeah, oh yeah. He had to be.
At one point, Goto was just what? And I think, honestly, with how they wrestle over there, everybody knows Suzuki is legit, and they know what they're getting into.
Yeah. And
I think Goto was just like, all right, let's go, and he just was leveling. Just brutal, which is a great match. I like when you get to the climax of that match, when he just starts leveling them. That's telling the story of I am better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is how much better I am. You know, he's a dangerous man. That's all there is to it. Leading into Tanahashi Naito.
Well, the whole time I'm watching the previous match, all I could think is two things. And number one, how long before I get fired if I do my hair like Suzuki's? Because what the
you'd
fuck?
look so good.
The flames in the
so good. You'd look like fucking Nemo. Oh, you'd look so good with a hairdo like that.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
No, yeah.
And then number two was I like the idea that Japan makes 90% of their finishers legit regardless. My problem is I don't like when the setup is a move that really has nothing to do with it. Or when you don't work the certain part to lead into it. Like if your go-to is the clothesline onto the knee, you should be working the knee, the head, the neck, the back, something to make that make sense. Not doing it at all and then doing the move and having it not work. I mean, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Like Jake Roberts never worked a leg.
Yeah, just to set up the DDT.
Just to set up a DDT, it's never gonna work.
That's fucking lunacy to me.
No, I totally understand that. And that is kind of the problem.
And a sleeper hold as a setup into a Gotch pile driver. I'm like, you can't just do the Gotch pile driver?
No, but the idea is to, get him on Dream Street.
Yeah, so that it's easier.
And then just lift him.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the story of that match is Goto's way bigger than Suzuki.
Yeah.
How's he gonna lift him? And what's great too is just the way he kind of just cut him down.
Yep. Yeah.
Each time they'd stand together, Goto would slap him and he'd poof, and like he did knock him down towards the end.
Yeah, he wouldn't necessarily no-sell it, but he would definitely be like, no, you're gonna have to hit harder than that.
That first one when that first standstill with them was very like, all right, come on, hit me. Hit me, Goto.
When it goes from being the slap sound to the thud of hand onto open chest.
Sweat. Yeah. That's what I love about Japan. Yeah. Like, you can see this happening. And the fans they no sell it if they want. They don't care. They're sitting on their hands half the time.
His bicycle or his soccer kicks when he's down too, fucking so good. I don't really like the weird sort of chest toe kick kind of thing. Yeah, I'm like, that should be more of a push than a kick. Like push your foot up and hit him in the chest and push him away, or something kind of like what Kenta does. It should be that kind of like stop you in your tracks kick, not I'm gonna do a toe kick to your chest. It's a little weird. Especially since the guy's not bent over. He's standing straight up and
he can see it. It's coming at him.
Exactly.
But the way that match built into the Tanahashi Naito match, like the way you kind of like, that's what I love about New Japan again, is the fact that they stay old school. All the belts that are important are lined up. It's tag match. It's never open weight. It's junior heavyweight, never open weight, intercontinental title, world championship.
Yeah.
That's how you book a card. And all the champions come out last, regardless of face heel status.
Yep.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And they just do that, and it builds to each match. It puts the next match on notice.
Oh yeah, and it should.
Like Tanahashi and Naito had to go out and follow the lumberjack death match, which, if you think of that in America, like a lumberjack death match in America would never work.
Oh, it'd be a fucking shit show. It'd be somebody just rolling out of the ring and a bunch of people grabbing them and then throwing them back in. Lumberjack matches are the worst goddamn thing ever, and I hate...
In America.
Oh yeah.
In WWE.
Yeah.
But in Japan, I thought they made it right. Like Chaos versus Suzuki Gun. Like, they had the goons outside, you know?
Yeah.
And like, oh, they're waiting. I mean, they would just throw them in. No breaks.
Yeah.
That's the idea of it, right? No breaks. But yeah, they'll take a little bit and fucking soften them up. Tanahashi going in with Naito. Again, the way Naito's treating the Intercontinental Championship.
That was to me the highlight of the match.
Trying to pay for gas
Yeah.
with the belt.
Yeah.
I mean,
just the fact that they and that kind of an angle would never work in WWE unless they really sold it.
About the belt.
Yeah, but what I really liked is the fact that I didn't even need the English commentary to know the gimmick is this guy that comes out first is the guy. He is everybody's favorite. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to see him. And then you see this other guy come out and he's in a suit. You're like, okay,
Just
well, there's
woke
the
up.
corporate guy. But then he's like, can I break this piece of metal off? The belt's all ripped up. He just throws it into the ring. And I'm like, I look at that and I'm like, right there, I know. It's this guy is pissed off because that belt has value. And he doesn't have any, and he's treating it like it doesn't have any value. It's a fucking paperweight to him.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Naito's sick of having it.
Yeah.
He's like, I am done with this. I don't want this. I'm just beating everybody.
Yeah.
Like, again, just overconfident. And obviously, he's way too overconfident. But again, with Tanahashi going down with the biceps injury, I did not think he was going to come out with it.
Yeah, no.
But sure as shit, they gave it to him. Again, you didn't know what was going to happen.
Nope.
Right? Like, I thought that Naito was going to, okay, this is going to be Naito, and then maybe Cody will go after it, or Ricochet, or somebody, you know, like, go after it. No. Totally swerved.
Yeah.
Tanahashi now has it. Now what? You know, like, this is the question. Like, this is why it's such a better product, if you ask me. Like, seriously. It's just a better product.
Yeah. I think, and this is me nitpicking completely, because
Of course.
the match is fucking amazing, and I love everything. And I marked out when...
The Germans at the end, like
those two.
Naito's Germans.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! I mean, they're 25 minutes in, and
he's creaming him with those. Yeah. No, when Tanahashi gets up on the top and he's about ready to do his frog splash, and he goes and shout out to Shinsuke.
Shout out to Shinsuke.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's so good.
and he fucking nailed it too.
Yeah.
Not, but just fucking nailed it.
But my nitpick is, I think Naito needs a different move.
Yeah.
There's a little bit way too much like awkward kung fu flip and shit leading into what is, I'm assuming, is a reverse DDT. I don't really know,
That's
because
kind of the idea. Yeah, but
I think it's supposed to be like the what was it? What the fuck was it called? The Asai DDT that Ultimo Dragon did when he came
the
to
lift up and the drop, or
no, when he came into WWE, he hook for like a cutter and he'd do a flip, and then when he'd come back, he'd land in the reverse DDT.
You're right.
Like I think it's supposed to be kind of like that. Only he does the flying head scissor kind of setup.
So I think what they're building to with Naito, because what do you do with Naito right now, right? He just lost he just fucking shat on it the whole time, right? What do you do with him? Well, this leads into Okada Omega.
Yeah.
Okay, because Okada Omega, and everybody knows this, if you haven't seen this match, you are not a wrestling fan, first of all. If you haven't seen both of them, you're not a wrestling fan.
I should go. I never saw the first one.
Oh my god!
I only saw highlights of the first one. I never watched it.
You saw highlights?
Yes, I did see parts of the match.
All right.
But you can only hear that old fuck Dave Meltzer say it's a 6-star match so many times before you're like,
do you understand?
Okay,
that
I gotta see it.
It's an actual 6-star match.
I mean, it looked like it should have been. I would have definitely given the second one a 6-star. It was.
I sent you that link last night.
Yeah.
Have you checked it out? Have you watched the link I sent you?
A little bit of it.
Watch
I had to
wrestling?
switch to the
No,
Daily Motion
Did I
part of
tell
it
you?
because.
Oh, you're going Daily Motion.
Yeah, because I
Open
tried the
Load
other one,
has it.
and but when I tried that one, a bunch of really weird pop-ups popped up, and I'm like,
That's a streaming site. You
I know.
X
But,
it out.
No, I know, but I couldn't. It was one of those X out things that like it blew
leave
up,
page?
and then
Oh,
once
you get
that
the
hits,
whole-
you have to
call a
nix the whole
number?
thing. Yeah, nix the whole thing and then
I
load it
love
back up
those
again.
ones.
Oh, they make me laugh,
All
but
you
I
do
hate
is
them.
escape.
Oh yeah, that plus I try not to do that stuff because
you
Scissors
get
over
shit.
here gets a little mad because we shouldn't be doing stuff like that on the Red Queen. So I mean I totally get it, but it's also awkward when I'm like
As
going
it
in to
is.
try to watch wrestling and I'm like, okay, well X that out. All right, let's try something different. Oh no, I'll try it again. Maybe it'll work. I load it up and the first thing that pops up before the video is a pop-up screen that is a gigantic ass getting plowed by a giant rod on a fuck machine.
That's-
I'm like, that's not what I came here for.
Yeah, but at the same point, are you stopping?
I absolutely did not bookmark it for later use. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
This is a wholesome, family-friendly
what are
show.
bookmarks? I don't.
Yeah, I know.
No clue. As it is.
I deleted my
Omega-
browser history this morning.
So Omega
Carry on.
Okada too. I will say this, and this is again just being a stickler. I thought the first match was better. I think why I think that is because this match, I mean, the exhaustion by the end of it, the story they told was the aspect that they both scouted each other, like to a T. Like Omega turning a fucking Rainmaker dropkick into a fucking power bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just A+ fucking booking. I'm sorry.
I expected blood piss after that because he looked like he sacked himself so hard on that
and then
landing.
he's going for the Rainmaker and he just collapses.
Yeah.
Like he can't even stay. I mean, just the story they told in general, but I think just the first match being the first match makes me think that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I watch it and I'm just like, well, it's still not as good as the first.
Yeah. I think it's also because like we've gotten so accustomed to an ending meaning something that having a Broadway should actually mean a shit ton.
No, the Broadway
almost-
put it way over for me. It really did, because I haven't ever seen a Broadway.
That's true. That is true.
I never watched those Flair Steamboat matches in '79.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
A 60-minute Broadway is a tough sell anyways, because I'm like, I have to watch 60 minutes of this and I don't get anything?
but
Jesus
that's
Christ, I'm sitting there for
60
2.5
minutes.
hours listening to a podcast that doesn't go anywhere? What the fuck?
What do you mean? It's 60 minutes. This is a Broadway.
Yeah. This is as dusty a dusty finish as you can get.
It's a Broadway piece.
This all times.
It's hard times. No, but again, just, expounding on it, it's just very much, I think, it sets the bar for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think New Japan coming to America, doing the G1 Climax here is nothing but good for anybody who's a wrestling
Oh, it's
fan.
fantastic. JR and
Nigel.
Austin, they always talk about how more competition
Yeah.
is better in
It's
the business,
a boon
and
for the
they're
business.
right.
It's
It
a
totally
boon.
is.
And the way it sold out in like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, that means people are frothing
Mm-hmm.
at the fucking mouth to see a quality fucking product.
Yeah, it's like, I think McMahon thinks because we watch this stuff on the internet, we're just a bunch of internet scumbags, and that's why we like it, and that's it.
Like,
We're
McMahon's
not
vision
important compared
of-
to the kids.
Yes, and McMahon's vision,
And I hate the children.
McMahon's vision of the internet wrestling community is very much the dude in South Park just tapping the fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he pictures. These guys aren't buying merch.
Yeah.
They're puking. You know, like that's all there is to it. So
I'm not going to spend $9.99 on this when I can illegally stream it for free. It's not even worth the money. I don't understand this. That's all they are to me. Damn it.
Damn it! Shut up!
He's going to stuff his face full of so many Cheetos that he's going to puke.
Shut up! But yeah, that's
Oh,
basically
that's how
my take.
times did it.
I think another wrestler that I would throw into top 5 misses is Misawa.
Yeah, he was the honorable mention that I think really should have actually made the list.
I think he should
'cause
be on the list. You know, I just said, like, again, like I went with Benoit, but like I would take Benoit, I would take Misawa over that in a heartbeat. And
I would
honestly,
probably take him over Scott Norton. Actually, I shouldn't say probably. I know I would.
Yeah, you,
Scott Norton's
yeah, but
only
come
on the list.
Misawa's your dude. He's
He
your
is.
boy.
But
He's
Norton,
your boy.
Norton is the one who influenced my overall wanting
Yeah,
to wrestle.
exactly,
Like
yeah.
I'm like that dude is he's
Same
he's
stature.
a fat
Yeah.
powerhouse. I'm like I want to be that. Plus he murdered people with power
he
bombs,
did,
and I'm like that's all I want to do. That's all I ever want to do.
Put
Get
his
in the
back
ring and
right
just
out.
Yeah, well, I think it's fucking karma at that point. I mean, he murdered people with it. It's only fair.
He was actually kind of safe, though. If you go back and watch some WCW work, he's
Well, I think he probably
safe,
had to
man.
in there. Even so, though, I mean, I watched him murder some people, like Prince Iakea. I know he murdered. My favorite part of the NWO was him just coming in and being like, "You and you're fighting over the cruiserweight belt. I don't give a shit." And
Let's get this guy right over right now, yeah.
Just kill people.
Scott Norton, he never take anything away from him, that's for sure.
I cannot remember the name of the guy, but the guy the chubby guy that had the black pants with the red stripe down, that did the
Jerry Flynn?
No. Yeah, that's him. He was the big Japanese fat guy with the blue stripe down his pants. That did the fucking... No, this guy did serious ass DDTs and...
Shinya Hashimoto.
I think you might actually be right.
The Japanese Elvis. Did a fucking brain buster that would destroy people? Yeah.
Yeah, that may as well have been a legitimate pile driver.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Him and
high angle pile.
Yeah.
Shinya Hashimoto. Yeah.
This was a Steiner screwdriver. It actually should have just been called the 187 because it was legitimate homicide.
No, the Steiner screwdriver was the fucking.
I know, he hooked him up,
into
turned him
a
around,
pile
yeah.
driver,
Yeah.
which you know.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll just
to
die.
Be an idiot.
Yeah.
To take that move.
I'm gonna hit you with a screwdriver. Are you? I don't think you are. I think I'd rather you hit me with a legitimate
What's 3 times
screwdriver.
5? I don't know. Dang it.
3 times 5. You're dead, bitch.
You did, bitch.
Holla if you hear me. But you can't hear me because you're dead, bitch.
Kiss the nice. No, yeah. Shinya Hashimoto.
Yeah, him.
That's
They had some fucking... Because I had a...
Hashimoto Misawa.
I had a... Showing my age here.
Oh, no,
VHS tape that was like the highlights of Scott Norton in Japan up until about midway
You
through his
did.
NWO. Yeah.
You did.
Yeah,
I remember watching it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember sitting down vividly watching.
there were some matches that I'm just like...
Norton just level.
It was good to watch some of his matches. Some of his matches were garbage.
You're not dealing with, you have them with 2 stars, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy wasn't a matchmaker.
No.
He was just basically, let's get stiff.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was.
And you gotta love that shit. And the way Japan books their shows, just fucking phenomenal.
Speaking of let's get stiff, I just translated my shirt. It actually says 40% gay. So I got it.
Okay, we're going back
Thank
to
you,
the
Google
gay.
Translate. Well, you just said let's get stiff to another man on a microphone. Earmuffs, baby.
What do you say?
That's
I'm literally wearing some. That's all I heard.
Scissors wearing earmuffs.
and she still heard it.
Well,
She needs better earmuffs, apparently.
what do you say, Peace?
I say...
Want to go home? Want to take it home?
Yeah, were we going to do the top 5 all time? And then we can...
Top 5 all time.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I feel bad because I would have liked to have actually had time to think about this, but...
No, you're going. You're women.
Yeah. I'll wing this one. However, I do want to do
go
top...
first.
Now, here's the thing. Do we want to do like that? Or how about we actually give time to think about that one so that we can actually make it a big
all
one?
time's
Let's
huge.
do... Yeah, it's
All
kind
time's
of a big deal. I want to say, how
do
about
you
we
wanna
go, like... Let's just do a quickie, like, top 5 finishers.
Okay.
Something
What
like
about
that.
entrance music, like we talked about earlier.
I suppose we could do that too. Yeah,
I think we
actually,
should do
that
top
that,
5 entrances.
All right, yeah. we can do-
Entrance music.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we can.
All right.
God, that's gonna be tough.
So you do one, I'll do one.
Okay.
All right, and it's a start from 5, go to 1. So number 5.
I'm gonna have to go really, really new school,
What
and
we should almost do too, just to end copyright infringement, though. We should almost like find them on YouTube and not play them. You know, not play them on YouTube. We don't want to get in trouble.
but how we could me?
No, I'm saying we just don't play them on the podcast, but we listen to them. You know, what I'm saying mute it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. It's all right. That's good. That's breaking the 4th fucking wall here. Fucking there it goes.
Oh, glass ceiling's
Yeah,
on.
that's
Shit.
It is in fucking pieces. I'm gonna go really new school and give Aleister Black number 5.
Wow.
That entrance theme gets me fucking pumped.
You like that?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Entrance, so fucking
The
good.
the lyrics are stupid, but the actual song fires me up. Really does.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go fucking old school. Number 5 for me, and this is how good my top 5 entrance music is. Demolition.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck, I could barely even remember that.
Here comes the axe. Here comes the smasher.
That's right. Oh, man.
You wanna Demolition. That's how. Yeah. So that's number 5.
That's
for
good.
me.
Let's see.
So you like Alistair Black?
Yeah.
All right, who's number 4?
I think I'm probably gonna go pretty old school with number 4. I'm gonna go with WCW era 4 Horsemen.
Oh, fuck you. That's like my number 1.
Yeah.
You son of a cock. All right, so yeah.
That's so good. Yeah.
Just gold.
Yeah.
Just such a
There was
good
no
entrance.
running, no aggression. They come out and they just.
Yep. Put up the 4. Oh, you're totally right. I can't disagree with that.
I mean, I'm actually mad at myself for putting that at number 4.
I know. Well, you got it. 4 Horsemen.
Exactly. I was thinking of that. Is what it is.
I do like that.
Oh.
Number 4 Horsemen. That's good. I'm gonna go number 4 for me. Razor Ramon.
See? Oh God, that gets an honor. Because you just see him coming out and just.
I mean, he caught the pumps
Yep.
with everyone, and great theme, and he would let it breathe too.
Yep.
Like the smoke would come out, purple, the razors, everything. Fucking great entrance.
That's yeah.
Sober too.
Yeah.
Tool.
Yeah.
Like,
Not as much as the.
yeah, no symbol,
But
bearer,
everything else, yeah. And he was clanking something metal in it too.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh.
All right, number 3. Number 3.
Number 3. I'll say Mankind.
Ooh, first.
Yes.
Like
Not as stupid.
yeah.
Not that garbage.
No, you're talking Mankind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Because
And
he
then-
didn't run either. He'd come out and he'd just be looking around and pulling his hair out and fucking
chomping
oh.
it. Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
freak
I
you
like
the
that. So
fuck
that's
out.
number 3.
And I also like the fact that after the match was over, it'd play a completely different little like twinkly happy tune,
Exactly.
and he'd just sit there and rock.
Happy as hell.
Fucking God bless Mick Foley. That guy
Right.
is so good.
The way he put that character over.
Yeah.
And again, it all kind of stemmed off of his entrance music too,
Mm-hmm.
because he was like, okay, if they're gonna play me out with some sad piano music, I need to be sad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like that's brilliant booking.
His mindset for creating characters is pretty much second to none.
No, it really is.
Because there was no shtick to any of that shit. I mean, until he fucking.
Well, he just knew that the more dangerous he would be, the more over he would get, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
Like the more legit he was, you know.
One of those, I'm not a good in-ring technician, so I'm going to do something to hurt myself, but hopefully hurt the other person just that much more.
And also make these people fucking believe it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he takes out a pen and it looks like he's actually hitting himself in the leg with it. The fact that he would legitimately pull hair out of his own head. And not like a string.
You
full
remember
clumps.
that? Like, 'cause you remember, like, he was doing that,
Yeah.
and we were both like,
Yeah.
holy fuck. This guy's fucking crazy. So that's number 3.
Yep.
Number 3.
Number 3.
So I have to go with Mr. Perfect. I think Mr. Perfect's entrance, I still sing it in my head sometimes. Like, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
And another no nonsense, just walked out.
Do, 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 doom, doom, doom. Boom, boom. You know, like again, very Razor Ramon-ish too. But I'd have to say that's my number 3 on Perfect. And also I mean, come on, he's got to be a top 10 for you at least.
Oh, yeah, he totally is. Yeah, Kurt Hennig's definitely up there.
Right up there. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy was doing it up until what, 2001 Royal Rumble when he came back,
I think so, yeah.
and then just died like shortly after. But I mean, he looked in great shape when he came out, and
Oh, yeah.
fucking the pop when he comes out number 30 is a lot better than Rey Mysterio.
That was just because people were upset that it was Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but he was never the same after that.
It was the same with fucking Batista.
No,
but,
he
yeah.
was never the same after
Yeah, no,
that.
he wasn't.
You better either be Mr. Perfect or Daniel Bryan being number 30. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. If you're anybody else, get the fuck out of my ring.
Right.
There's no reason to be here.
Number 2.
2's tough because 2 and 1 are probably going to sit there and flip-flop. Because I'm trying to think, am I marking out...
Are you marking
Am I marking out just for the sake of marking out, or is it like a legitimate thing that this is like, this is my jam?
Please don't tell me it's Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, yeah. Because, I hear voices
in my head. They talk to me.
That's it.
What do they say? Butter some spread.
What do they say? They say, do a headlock.
Do a headlock.
Do the same 6 moves you've done since you were 12. God. Okay. 2, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, you fucking... Dude. Johnny come lately comes...
Yeah. That's why I said, am I a mark? Or is it because...
You really think...
I'm a mark and I'm an otaku as well, so I'm crazy about the Asian
say
stuff.
Fandango.
No.
Sakes. They're doing the same fucking thing.
They're singing along to it, but they're not going...
I have to disagree with that.
That's fine. You can disagree with it.
No, it doesn't.
I disagree with the demolition, so it's only fair.
Come on, you can't disagree with an opening.
I can too. I tune my guitar to B. Thank you.
It's Rick Derringer too.
Oh, okay.
Rick Derringer making Shinsuke.
No,
anyway,
he's not.
I'm sorry.
The new guy knows what he's doing, though.
You know what? I can't. I can disagree, but I won't.
Well, it's also, I mean, let's put it up there with against the other things like that have been in the same vein. Kai and Tai.
Bobby Roode.
Let's put. I'm talking about other Asian
the
superstars.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's put it up there against fucking. How about fucking? Yeah. Fucking. That was Kai and Tai.
That was Kai and Tai's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it up against fucking Yokozuna, even though he's not fucking. Spoiler alert, he's Samoan.
Actually, Yokozuna's entrance wasn't that.
It worked perfectly for what he was.
Yeah, I mean that was great, actually.
It just fucking.
But yeah, Shinsuke's got it, the violin.
Yeah.
Player. I mean that's the thing though. That's kind of gimmick the entrance.
But whoever the fuck thought it was a good idea to have like
coming out with a guitar, playing a demolition.
No. But we didn't have that kind of a thing anyways. It wasn't until like it only became a big thing in WrestleMania. Like I don't even know.
DX.
Yeah.
It had to have been.
And who the fuck thought it was a good idea to get those assholes up there singing that song?
Who are those assholes?
I don't even know. They're the same idiots that did Triple H's theme, which I'm going to throw that in a fucking honorable mention category.
Oh yeah, we
Triple H's theme. That's good.
So number 2.
Yeah, say your 2, then we'll do honorables and then
all right, number
1.
2.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Ah! No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck. Number 2, to me, honestly...
Fuck number 2. That's fecophilia, dude.
I know. Scat muncher.
That's nasty.
Number 2 for me is, honestly, and this is the straight truth, a rowdy Piper.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Bagpipes.
I was going to say, with the drum roll and everything.
Now, I've always had an affinity for that song anyway. Like, that song just makes me fucking emotional, as it is. I'm telling you right now, Roddy Piper's entrance, one of the best. His music alone was one of the best. But even him, like, if you go back, watch WrestleMania 3 when he comes out and sees 93,000 people going, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because he's dead. I'm not saying that because I loved him.
He's dead?
I'm just kidding. Podcast is over, folks.
Spoiler alert. Roddy Piper's dead.
Oh, yeah, spoiler alert. Roddy Piper's dead. But yeah, I have to go Piper. Like, number 2 entrance. Because they could do so much with it. They could have the live band. They didn't need a live band. And he was face or heel with it. He never changed it,
That is true. It is kind of screwy when somebody's got an entrance and when they go face, they have to change it. They go heel, they have to change it.
Yeah. Like Big Show, I think, kind of. I mean,
not really.
No, he's always been.
His has always been. Fuck that noise. That's totally going into my my. I'm gonna have to like these are too positive for me. At some point, these top 5s have to go fucking negative. Like top 5 worst has to happen at some point.
We're gonna go top 5 jobbers at some point here.
But that's not even a bad thing, though.
No,
I mean,
that's great because we're naming off like bad wrestlers.
But they don't necessarily have to be bad. It could just be they're booked bad. I mean,
So honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, I'm going to go Hogan. Because, I mean, as corny as that is, when I was a kid, I may as well have been.
Hyped.
Oh, yeah. I was on a
hyped.
trampoline without being on a trampoline.
Okay.
I was just bouncing with my arms up and everything.
I like that. I
It
mean,
hurts inside.
I've done that song at karaoke.
Oh, yeah, of course you have.
You know, I'd have to say my honorable mention right next to you, Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. He was going in it too.
We played that riff many a times. I think Kevin fucking killed himself as based off that.
Pretty close.
Which he did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the sound of the whole thing just coming to a screeching halt.
I have to piss.
Right now?
No.
Tapering up.
Say your own.
I'll continue with my honorable mentions. Fucking, he's gonna let the monster in again. See, another honorable mention. Jesus, what? Well, I already said it. Triple H's original, like his theme when he was separate from DX and everything like that. The one that I used for, conveniently, my first podcast ever. That one was a good one. Even his game one, Time to Play the Game, that one's a good one too. The King of Kings is all right, but I'm sick of the fact that he's had like 100 entrances. He already said Ultimate Warrior, but I'm going to put Ultimate Warrior in my honorable mentions because I do really like that one too. Or I did as a kid. I really like that one. That is definitely the monster outside my door trying to get in. Oh God, he's loose! Oh no! How proud are you of just juking a dog?
Oh, I just juked him. It happens. All right, so that was honorable mentions. We did number 2, number 1. All right.
Number 1 for me is going to be you did the number 1 that was like you did eventually pick one, but before that you kind of prefaced it with it being like 2 or 3 kind of smushed together. And to me, this is going to be all except 1 for The Undertaker.
I mean, that's on both of our lists.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, the American Badass can go fuck itself.
No, yeah, the rolling.
And the rolling. Yeah, sorry, 2 from The Undertaker.
That
whole bit of him can just fuck right off.
The Ministry one though.
Yeah, yeah. When it was still the gong and the thunder, but then it was the chanting, and then it went into the so good.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite one from The Undertaker. Like his original still gives me goosebumps, but that one's
original's right there.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
With the organ to start and then right into it. I think with that going off of like Undertaker, if without Undertaker there wouldn't be Kane, there obviously wouldn't be the Brood and their fucking entrance.
I'm gonna rewind here really quick. That's going in the honorable mention pile because the Brood's entrance theme is so good.
So good. And it still holds up to this day.
It does.
If you go back and listen to that song, it's still
of course I do.
Right there. Yeah, that's really like honorable mentions. I think we killed like Hogan, Warrior, Undertaker. Obviously, the 3 fucking staples.
Pete Dunne's. I got him in the.
Pete Dunne's.
I like his too.
So fucking good. No, like for the newer guys, you're totally right on.
I like his too.
Not only that, but just Pete Dunne in general.
Yeah, it's his thing. I just love the fact that he basically does the same entrance like stance thing as Ono. I almost called him fucking Sonny Ono again. Jesus Christ. But
Sonny Ono coming
fucking
at you.
Almost did it like Sonny Ono. But his looks more legit because he's not just doing some silly thing where he's like, yay, everybody like me. He's like, I'm gonna give you the sneer and I'm gonna put my fucking knuckles right into my fucking my face. He's so good.
Dude, he's so good. Like, I really kind of, and how we're leaving off the subject. We might leave that for the next podcast.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about the UK after.
Yeah. Especially considering I want to talk about it when it actually happens.
Yeah, let's see.
Because their UK special that happened was good, but
Ross and Nigel commentating.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna get justice.
Yeah.
We're getting our deserts.
Absolutely.
Is what we're getting.
They're gonna do it, and also I don't like to do the whole rumors and this, that, and the other thing. But you mentioned Ronaldo earlier. Ronaldo's back in WWE. Yeah. He's now on NXT.
He is.
So, and good for him.
What? He's one of the best.
Yeah. And he belongs on a show that's way better. He needs to get the
belong with JBL.
No, fuck JBL. Put him in a fucking booth by himself.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck that guy.
I think JBL should really just have his own thing.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't even be on the booth.
He should just go off into the corner and talk to himself, because that's the only person who gives a shit about what he has to say.
He's not that good.
Yeah. Hell, I used to do that all the time back in my day. Nobody cares. So the only thing I care about is his fucking clothesline was...
He really thought. The clothesline from hell.
Mm-hmm. Because of the follow-through.
Is it the number 2 of Lariats, though? It has to be. It was better than Hansen's.
It was not better than Hansen's.
No, Hansen's number 1.
Well, yeah.
So it's the number 2 of all clotheslines.
No, it's a number 3. Because I'm...
Oh, you save this. Save it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm going to say it because it's making its way into my favorite finishers. And it shouldn't, just because it shouldn't, but it's gonna.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
All right, so... Number 1.
It's the moment you all been waiting for, folks. I doubt it. At this point, you're probably
5
asleep,
hours.
Yeah. 12 hours of podcasting. Holy shit.
This isn't 12 hours.
No, it's about to hit 3 though.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Not bad. It's going to be edited down to about 20 minutes.
Well, stop it, please. If you fucking no-sell me, I'm going to listen to it, and I'm not even going to be on it.
I'm going to figure out a way to cut your voice into the noise cancellation, and I'm going to delete it so it's just me talking.
He's just going to edit you. Fucking no-selling bastard.
Fucking Super Cena fucking burying the shit out of you.
Well, I have my friend here, and I get one thing, and I just said, yeah, I agree with that. That's it.
Exactly. Anytime you puffed me up, I'm going for it. But if there was no fluff for me, you're out.
Oh, you suck.
There was nobody here.
So number 1?
Yes.
Number 1! Oh, you mean me?
Yeah, it's you. I already said mine. Graduation.
No.
No.
Now, we get I never graduated.
But it's true. You had no pomp and circumstance, but
I had no pomp and circumstance in life. However,
but you had plenty of it.
The way he came out to that entrance music is what made it.
Yeah.
I mean, basically Bobby Roode before Bobby Roode,
yep.
Right? The fucking twirl, the robe, the regala.
Oh yeah, the whole look was so
and
good.
You knew exactly.
As soon as you
it was down to business. And Ventura and Monsoon would put that shit over because they loved Savage.
Yeah.
And not only is my favorite wrestler,
Miss Elizabeth, she is beautiful tonight.
But he's easily my favorite entrance. Just anytime I hear it, chills. Honestly.
I don't think I could give him in my favorite just because it lacks the theatrics, but the overall feel of it, the fact that he was into it.
Pomp and circumstance?
Oh, it's got plenty of pomp and circumstance, but I mean, I just never understood why the graduation theme was what he came out to.
Because he's graduating to the big time.
Every match.
This is a cup of coffee. I mean, that's the point. You're graduating. You're fighting me. You're coming out. You're graduating. You are in the big time if you're fighting Randy fucking Savage. Right? That's the way I've always looked at it. This guy set the bar. And what happens after you graduate, right? You go to adulthood.
Yeah.
So after you fight Savage, you're on the path.
You find your way into the real.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a really in-depth look of.
I was gonna say you might have gone a little.
It's very in-depth.
Yeah, a little nerd over reading,
maybe I've thought about it.
Of course you have.
Sorry.
I just think it's funny because I'm actually going to have to play this game with a couple of the other people when I have them on because it's going to be interesting to see the differences. But it's also funny to see that most of yours are really classic. I've got at least 2 new school in mine, and that's
Nakamura, Aleister Black. Yeah. So who's number 1, Bub?
I already said number 1.
You had your number
1?
My
number 2 was Shinsuke. Number 1 was The Undertaker.
I thought that was an honorable mention.
No, Undertaker was legit the number 1.
Oh, okay. Well,
we went honorable mentions, and then I went...
So much for pomp and circumstance.
I thought we were building up to your number one.
Well, we did all of the building, and then
I thought Undertaker, Kane, and the Brood were basically like we
no, it was because I had to say Kane and the Brood were also in the honorable mentions because they were. Cause
right.
It's just there's been so much goddamn wrestling that I can't even.
Oh, it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much to think of.
Can't even talk about it. It's too much.
Oh, we can fucking talk about it.
No,
I got the 3 hours worth of it to prove.
That was great. No, Pease, again, I thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Oh, no problem.
I'm glad to be a part of the Muta Scale. I'm
glad to have you here.
I really am, dude. I hope I was at least like a number 8 on the scale.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get there.
I mean, at the very least, you could have been a 10, 10, 10,
Well,
10.
you know, I'm not Ty Dillinger, but...
No.
But as it is, no, I appreciate this.
Have you stepped in the ring more than once in the last year?
I haven't stepped foot in the squared circle.
Okay, then you are, in fact, no Ty Dillinger.
Since 1993. But as it is,
no, we were wrestling before then. After then.
I need to appreciate this, and again, thank you so much for the opportunity to have me on this.
Not a problem.
Show. No, I mean, I don't care who listens to it. I just love being able to do something like this.
No, yeah, me too.
I really do.
It's revitalized wrestling for me because I haven't watched it in forever.
And the way you're doing it, like the way you're doing it is perfect. Like keep up the good.
I want to live it like I live my life. I want to live it just seriously enough to do something with it, but not so seriously that I'm pulling my hair out.
But keep up the fucking good work.
Yeah.
That's all. And again, anytime.
Good work. You mean having you on the show?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, fuck. I'm putting myself over.
I was gonna say you gotta pop
You're
yourself,
not gonna
I
put
guess.
me over. That's for sure.
Goddamn
No
fucking
selling asshole.
narcissist Lex Luger over here,
Right, look at
coming
this.
out with the fucking mirror.
Kissing the biceps.
Why did they ever
baby.
think they could make him heel? Like,
Well, you know what, Pease? It's my cup of coffee.
okay. You sure it's not your Slim Jim? Oh yeah.
Never.
Oh, okay.
Never. Savage Slim Jim days, dead to me.
What about the ice cream bars? Did he ever advertise the ice cream bars?
Of course he did.
'Cause I know
a
Hogan
few
did.
of them in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
If you go back. I mean, he was just nothing but extravagant.
He was shilling shit like
Nothing
crazy.
but pomp.
And circumstance.
Dun. You have to end the show with the pomp and circumstance on it. You have to.
I would, but I don't know if it's what is
Especially
it called?
after that. Like, that's it. We'll edit all this.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
cut
good.
everything
That's
out.
my 2 cents. That's all. I'm just saying. You ended on nothing but pomp and circumstance.
I'll load up the pomp and circumstance, and then I'll do my outro. 'Cause
When you-
I don't really
oh,
have an
yeah.
outro so much as I just say, I love everybody, and thank you so much for giving me this much of your time, because it can't have been easy.
No.
It was super easy for me.
No,
It was the easiest 3 hours of my life. I can understand now why Joe Rogan does it like that. But for me,
This is so easy.
oh yeah,
I could do this every fucking day.
so could I.
I could talk.
She couldn't. She'd have my
she
balls in a vice grip in a heartbeat. But
It'd be done.
yeah,
You'd be.
I don't know what we're talking about, so I can't.
it's
You'd
fine.
be
You don't.
scissors.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been Mr. NSFW and Bacon Bone. Timmy, thank you so much for sharing this 3-hour-long podcast with me. I'm going to keep emphasizing that, even though by the time it's edited down, it's probably only going to be 30 minutes. But, we're going to try.
Puke!
I can't keep the racist stuff. I'm going to get thrown off of the air, and I'm not even on the air.
It's not even racist.
It's Australia's not a race, it's a principality. Fuck. But seriously, thank you everybody so much. I love all of you and every one of you that gives me an opportunity to just run my fat face all up and down this thing. I appreciate it so much. I'd appreciate it more if more of you did it and more of you told your friends. Tell your fucking friends. I will find you and I will cut you.
If you have friends.
If you don't have friends, I'm sorry. I won't cut you if you don't have friends. But get some friends and fucking tell them, so I don't have to cut you. So this has been Muta Scale Radio. Don't bother gigging because we cut deep. Thank you. I'll be back next week with another weekly breakdown of the dreck that is WWE. And who knows, you may hear more from more guests in the future. And Bacon Bone might be back. He might be. He'll think about it.
I don't know.
Dave Meltzer rates this podcast a 1.3 out of 5. But I, unlike that old fuck, rate this a 7-star. So on behalf of everybody here at Muta Scale headquarters, it's just me. I'm being very pompous. because I'm full of pomp and circumstance.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good night, everybody.